What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Hanako Honor and Blade launch event. I'm getting the dev team together and we'll do quick introductions and then we're going to start a dev duel tournament, which we've actually never done one before. And so we'll go through our duel bracket and see who the champion dev is. And then we'll move into inviting the community to play, and we'll play through a campaign. At any time, if you have questions, you want to ask any of the dev team anything, feel free. We'll kind of have a section after the two play segments, and then as we approach kind of 11:45 ish, we'll debut the trailer and click that. I figured out how to get a giant release button, so we'll do that. So I'm gonna mute on stream for just a second, and then we'll do intros. Oops, I had my mic muted. Thanks, Jonathan. All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to start with introductions from the dev team. Meet the dev team in our little Zoom squares where only a few of us are on camera, but it's fine. Um, we'll go ahead and start at the top. Kyle.
Just clean up all the AI and make sure the bots are less stupid and basically as much as we can. So.
And I am Lawrence Lee. I'm in charge of doing all the audio for the game. I do all the sound design, and I've composed all the music for the game. And make sure everybody's sound experience is sound. Excuse the pun. And yeah, audio for Hanako, Honor and Blade that will be coming out tonight.
Hello, my name is Adam Kania. I am the animator on Hanako Honored Blade. My camera, I do not have a camera available to me on this particular computer. However, if you would like to see my handsome face, Matt, I might need your assistance, but if you can actually open the image in chat, and don't worry, it's safe for work.
Wait for it. Oh, an attachment. That could be anything.
It's a JPEG of me when I used to be a teacher. So, but that's still my handsome face.
It's trying to save to System 32. I don't trust it. It's trying to format C.
I'll see if I can get my camera up, but I will not be playing with the camera on. In the meantime, like I said, I'm the animator. I am responsible for a lot of our gameplay animations.
All right, I'll go next. I'm Matt, founder of the project. Primarily did a lot of the environment art, multiple wearer of hats. It would take a while to go through them all. Also, maker of hats that are wearable.
Love those hats.
Aj? You're muted.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, I know I'm muted. Just give me a second. I'm Ajani Thomas, developer. Been with the project since the very beginning. Started from Joys of Tech game design class to where we are now. So, yeah, it's been a long, long journey, eh, Matt?
Yes.
All right, who's next? Is Connor returned to us?
I actually just strapped on my headphones again.
Just in time.
Sure. What am I answering?
Why would you possibly do that? Why would you do that? That's the question.
Why would I do what?
I'm just kidding. It's the introduction part.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm Connor, as I have been dutifully called out. Let's see, I've been with the project since back in our college days. I want to say like 2007. That's probably when that started up. I initially started as a level designer on the project, and then throughout my tenure, I've had my role progress and more needed. So that has also been UX project manager. Else that needs help. Did everyone get all that? My headphones were beeping.
We cut out a little bit. Got most of it.
Alrighty, I can re-up again if I need to. I don't know what was going on for a second. Technology hiccups. Let's see. Project since the beginning. Met Matt early in college years where we started. I've had multiple roles while working on this project. Everybody, level design, UX, UI, project management. But
All right. Christian, did you already go?
No, I can go now. Yeah.
All right.
What was it, about 5 years ago? I was finishing up college, and Matt happened to come in as an alumni and we got to talking, and eventually he asked me onto the team as an environment artist as his junior. So he's been mentoring me along the way, and ended up building up into doing a lot of the illustration work, some of the iconography, any of the scroll paintings or that sort of work you see. A lot of the props around the stages. That was what I ended up doing for the project. So it's been quite a 5 years.
Excellent. Clay, did you go?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hey, I'm Clay. I was an environment artist on the team. I am filling in a spot, and I'm gonna get murdered probably.
It's power of positive thinking right there.
Yeah.
I've been working with Matt for a long time, so this is pretty exciting.
So yeah, we're gonna jump into the duel tournament here in just a second. We're gonna do
I didn't
best
introduce myself.
No, go ahead, Arthur. Sorry about that.
The heck, dude?
I saw
I got
Arthur
mixed up on the
chafing
grid.
right
we
there the
got
whole
totally
time.
out of order on the grid, and I was like,
Yeah.
wait, what direction are we going?
It was
Is everybody's
intent to-
grid the same shape though?
We went different directions.
We're all rectangles. We're all the same.
I take it no matter what happens, ours is always top center. At least our
Okay.
home one, and then everybody else looks different.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to be looking at the stream. That's why.
My name is Arthur Sappho. I worked on FX for, I think it's been maybe 6 months, maybe less. But I came right at the end, so I'm taking a lot of credit for 14 years of development. It feels good. Yeah, FX, Destructibles, a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
So the first round of the tournament, let me move screens to a different one. So before we go into all of it, I want to give some shout outs and say a couple of things. This team is the team that's with us at the finish line, but there's a lot of team members that came through the project over the years, and I wanted to give them a shout out. I think probably I don't know 10, maybe even 20 other people came through the project at one time or the other. A lot of people contributed in different ways, and I wanted to give a shout out and tremendous appreciation to them for. I hope that they learned something from this project and gained something from it. And also, guys, I wanted to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for sticking with this for however long. I know everyone has a different range of time on the project, but there's no way we could have shipped this without everybody's effort, from the tiniest prop to the most minuscule animation to the most important one. Every little piece of the puzzle was necessary to get this out, and I couldn't be more proud to say that we're shipping what I feel is a AAA quality game, and we did this with our own effort, our own experience, our own time, and sacrifice with not a penny. So everyone deserves a round of applause and tremendous praise for that. And we definitely couldn't have got to this point without every single thing that all of you did. So thank you very much. And with that, I'm gonna get murdered by Ajani now.
Okay, so how are we doing this? Also, I sent you a note in Slack.
It was very hard for me to check multiple things. So
Okay.
I'm gonna have to pull up my phone.
No, that's fine. Don't worry about it. The Zoom is gonna end in like 8 minutes.
Oh, okay. We could, when the Zoom ends, we can go to Dev Discord. And if you can't get in Dev Discord, just DM me on Discord, and I'll give you Dev permission. So we'll do best of 3. Ajni, we can go ahead and just start now. Actually, we have a minute 41, so let me just restart the match. Oops. Wrong one. So, Lawrence and Adam, you guys are up next. If you want to get ready on the server, or whoever is here, I might swap the matchups.
I am in. Which server do we need to be in?
We are in the server that we always test on.
US mid?
Yes.
I'm looking up Duel, or am I looking up the server browser?
The server that we always test on, but don't play or interfere with me and Ajani. You just be spectate for now, and I'm gonna spectate the other round so we can see what's going on. Ajani and I are gonna get things started. Ooh, and a ninja for 1v1. Ooh, the Fuji ground stab combo.
Oh.
And all my
All right,
skins
you need 2 consecutives here.
all my skins are default.
Stream already thinks that it's fixed if I win this, so I might have to. All right, I'm moving on.
I thought dual mode was best 3 out of 5.
3 out. You want to push it to 3 out of 5 now, huh? 2 out of 3 wasn't enough.
Okay, fine, whatever. 2 out of 3.
All right, we have Lawrence and Adam next, or
I'm just trying to join.
Arthur and Connor. Is Connor back yet?
Yeah, I've been here.
No. Okay. If you want to choose
Remember,
your character, you're up next, Connor, against Arthur.
All right.
Pick Nagi, just so you know.
Wait a minute.
I got signed out and trying to get back in here. I know I was next.
I'm trying to find the exact server name. I'm sorry.
Stream sniping.
Yeah, I just had it.
Which ping perfect is it?
The official U.S. made.
All right. I'm in. I'm rolling.
There we go. I see it.
The rules.
Yeah, I see you.
Ooh,
The rules are
spectator
you go
put me out on
down.
the map.
Street rules. No
Sure.
biting.
Yeah, exactly. Up, always biting.
I'm using
You have
dev
to go
hacks
down.
to spectate. I'm trying to get back in the map. Unofficial dev feature.
Oh. Ah, stuck. Corner.
Ooh, I can't get
Corners
back
are bad.
in the map. All right.
Trying to load up the server browser still. Here we are. Official US
Gonna have to
mid. Here we
reconnect
are.
and spectate as a player.
Ah. Mess that up. No. Ah. What are we doing? Best of 3?
Best of 3. I'm gonna run around as a spectator around you guys. I'll look like a boxing referee.
Oh, do I need to be on the opposite team to Lawrence?
I'll switch.
Okay.
I think that's my old self.
Meet in the
So
middle.
we have Arthur versus Connor here. Have
So
you
we can
guys? Is this
charge
the
me
first
down.
round?
No, he took the first round.
Okay.
Yo, I feel like since we're real life teammates, I should be able to use this totem.
Team are you on? Oh, that's it. You're going
Man, I
down.
don't get to use totems for this.
I've been the only player that's been a hardcore day one trick pony on the Nagi Natashi. You heard it here, folks.
You really are the original Nagi main.
He's got the coolest design in my opinion. Also, I like reaching far. I'm also really proud of the way the heavy attacks came out.
They are excellent.
Ah,
Ooh, Arthur, was that a sweep?
It was a
Yeah.
miss sweep.
oh, yeah, but he took it. He won.
What the hell is this? Where's the ref?
All right, we have Lawrence versus Adam now.
I'm here.
I'm in the middle.
I'm right behind you.
All right. I'll go ahead and do a little jump rope to start the
When's
thing.
the initial start?
You guys can start.
Oh, I
now.
have an idea. The gong, the
Oh
bell
yeah,
up there.
can someone
We
go
could use
ring
that.
the gong?
We could do that.
Let me make
Yeah,
sure I have my
guys.
audio on.
Unless you want to fight up there.
Do you guys hear in-game audio on stream?
Here we go. Oh no! Oh, too late.
Never give up. Never surrender.
F-hop. Do you hear like the swinging on the game though?
The whack.
Whack, whack. Oh, that's
Yeah.
one.
Hold on, let me see if I can fix that.
Wait, how many victories do we have to do? Just
2 out of
That's
3.
one. All right, that's
There's a donate
1-0.
button.
Ah. Oh, I'm so slow.
Ooh,
oh,
look
I
at that
took the
parry
brunt of
smack.
that.
Oh. Gotta stick and move. Next time.
What?
Got him.
Was that a sweep?
That was a 2-0.
All
Yep.
Bring
right.
him on.
Yep.
Bring him on.
That was it.
So do I seppuku to get my armor and stuff back?
Yep. Yeah, reset for the next bracket. You're facing me in round 2, but we have Clay versus Christian. Man, these teams, you guys already lined up the teams real good. Hold on a second. Let me try to get my in-game audio is not working. I'm gonna restart the game because I changed audio devices. Give me just a second, guys.
Yep.
I'm gonna restart. That's my bad for...
So I'm very unclear as to whether or not to watch the stream because it's quite delayed. But while
It's
Matt's
very
restarting,
delayed.
should we have a nice Soul of the Samurai? Let's see what happens, guys.
What if I meditate on it too?
He just cancels everything.
Well,
What just happened there?
I think I parried your grapple. I don't know.
That's kind of what it seems like.
Yeah, play Adam next round.
You mean you lose
Oh,
to
yeah,
Adam
sorry.
next round?
Thanks, Jay. I was like, wait, what flowers? It's like, oh, the HUD flowers. Yeah.
Wait, did you switch servers?
No, we're on the same one still. Hold on, where are Christian and Clay at? Did they play yet?
On your Twitch stream, you have Shiga in the background.
Oh, hold on, my game capture needs to get updated again.
Oh, you know what? I could open this up on a different device.
Okay, Christian and Clay, you guys are good to go. Round 1, fight.
Ooh, do I need to ring the bell?
Yeah,
Got you
ring
covered.
the bell. Actually, I still don't have in-game audio. I don't know why.
Dogs work though.
You running through your speakers?
My audio devices are a little janky because my wireless. I'm actually gonna switch to normal headphones now, just in case.
Alright.
They're more comfortable, but let me switch to what I know works. Sorry, stream. Let me switch this back over.
No ETs yet.
And I might need to restart the game like one more time.
Should know that I have the hat that covers my whole
Oh,
eyes,
there we go.
So that's...
There we go. Now you guys have in-game audio.
Can we boo against competitors by throwing some thumbs?
All right. Now, yeah, Christian, Clay, for real, ring that gong.
Here we go. There's no turning back. And once I ring that gong.
Ring it. Ooh, that ground stab combo. Yep, heal up for round 2. Well, let me turn it up again.
Oh, I've been muted. I've been sitting here talking.
You're like talking smack.
You're responding.
Are we going again? Or is it 2 out of 3?
Yeah,
There's
best
2
out
practice
out
rounds?
of 2. Yeah.
All right,
Best
he
out of
won
3.
then. Unless you want to go again.
Should we all meditate like in a row so it's like an aisle to like sort of create boundary lines?
Sounds more like a dugout for a baseball game at that point.
Like I think there are enough of us.
Wow, I
Ooh.
am not good.
Oh, Christian with the sweep. Were all the rounds a sweep in round 1?
No, I won the first one, and then he won the next 3.
Okay. All right. So now it's me versus Adam.
Hey, Lawrence, someone's
Yes.
asking about the story behind the game music and sound effects. Do you want to give like a little blurb about that?
Yes, I can elaborate on that. So, it started out when I was in grad school. I was getting my master's in like orchestral stuff, specifically like film scoring and game-related sort of things. And it was part of our curriculum to have a final project that involved like the start and finish of the entire process of getting a score to media. So we had to like compose a piece, like come up with the writing, and then it was our responsibility to arrange for all the instruments, and in this case, full symphony orchestra, and be responsible for post. And for the arrangement stuff, like yeah, I had to like write for every single instrument, and there are like a ton of different clefs and tunings and things like that. But that was part of it. And early on, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this for a game. So I called an old colleague that I was working with during my undergrad. And actually, to start back a little more, I studied at Berklee College of Music. I did both my undergrad and my master's there. And during my undergrad, there were some gaming music classes. We had a collaboration with Scat Atlanta, and that's where I met Molly Prophet. I was working with her at the time. And then for my master's, once I got the assignment, then I immediately called her asking if she needed a full orchestral score for a game that it could be done with.
Ground stab so strong.
with live symphony, and it'll be free on the house. And she said no, but I'll certainly ask around. I'm going to this convention, and that's what led to meeting Matt Kanai, Anji, and the team. And the rest is history.
So how did you?
Do I suicide again?
You can. I'm actually gonna reset the map.
Lawrence, how did you decide what kind of music to build for the game, though? Like the kind of tracks and the kind of sound effects.
That was lots of conversation between Matt and I. Like wanted to keep it fully orchestral. And Matt, feel free to jump in on this, of course. We wanted to get something like of a full orchestral, something very sort of cinematic. There were some references to like Last Samurai and things like that. Great movie too, and great soundtrack. And sort of keep it with like sort of a modern thing, but also have the ethnic Japanese influence to it as well. Something fairly straightforward. But the big thing was I had to arrange things carefully. So because when it goes from non-combat music, that's when you're just running around and not engaged in combat, just exploring the map, and then until you're engaged in combat, then the music switches to its combat arrangement. And I had to meticulously arrange those so that it would fit when it fades in and out between them. And on top of that, like doing music, I also do a lot of Foley and make sound effects from scratch as well. And that was lots of wild Foley recording, big messes of stuff, as a typical Foley session would be, especially with like swords, blades, cutting into flesh and things like that. Lots of produce and.
Oh, Adam moves on to the championship.
I hope that answers eloquently whomever asked.
Yeah, I think I want to piggyback on what you were saying a little bit, Lawrence. That the gameplay stuff had a specific direction and to drive pace and intensity and everything, but every map kind of had its own ethos that we were going for, and that was one of my favorite parts. Was Lawrence and I would meet and that we would have a conversation, and I think the most memorable one is our Hanako village one.
I remember that really well.
We had a meeting and I asked Lawrence. Oh yeah, sorry. Let me get the next round started. Arthur and Christian are facing off in the semifinals.
By the way, if I say thwack, that is my catchphrase.
And one of you needs to switch to Hanako. Arthur switched to Hanako. Yeah. So each map has a symbolic backstory. So in case you guys don't know, I figure a lot of you do, but this game started as a tribute to my late mother, and it's become a growing game as a tribute to a lot of us have lost a parent or someone to cancer over this journey, and this game, every map kind of represents a different part of their struggle against that sort of thing. And the Hanako village is the most symbolic map that I would say it represents my mother. And when Lawrence and I had the conversation about the non-combat music, that was always the goal. There was every map has a particular goal. That map was, for the non-combat music, was I want the music to be like if I could talk to my mom one more time. And basically I was like, I need to be in tears after the first time I listen to this. And Lawrence, you've done that every time I've asked you to. Very successfully.
Glad I was able to make it to your terms and satisfaction, and I'm glad you guys like it. And that's also true for each map having sort of its own identity and an increase of intensity, depending on where you're going. It got darker and darker as you got further into Yamai territory, and something a bit and something of a similar nature going into Hanako territory. But again, each one had its own actually in the middle of a sentence here. But yeah, each map had its own unique sense of direction, and I wanted each one to sound special in their own right, and also to avoid having each map kind of sound the same.
Ooh. Ooh. Arthur, was that a sweep?
Want to go again, Christian? That was 2.
That was a sweep.
I will say there was cheating involved, but we can sort that out later.
Yeah, I did cheat.
Well, if we need a tiebreaker, there's always the cage match.
The great equalizer.
Ooh, so we have the championship round of the Dev Duel Tournament. It's Arthur versus Adam. For all the marbles. Nagi versus Nagi. For all the marbles. Connor, this might be a good question for you. We were asked, how was the research for Japanese culture, environment, history?
Let's see. It was long. Luckily, since this started back in college and this ended up being a senior final piece for us, we had a lot of time in our hands to sit down and do a lot of research. We spent a lot of time researching the era that we were going to be making the game in, as far as what Japan was actually like back then. Several different eras that this game was going to kind of put together, because honestly it's not just,
I don't know,
the feudal era that we have here. There are some other things we took the liberty to put in that were at the tail end and tail beginning of that time period as well. But it was fun, and we had a lot of good time. We learned a lot of stuff that we just never knew, and we've tried to add what we can.
Yeah, we kind of took the Sengoku era as a base and kind of wrote from there, and we had it as the Yamai wiped out the Sengoku era clans, and Hanako was kind of the only one left, and they were protecting the Emperor's heirs, and that was kind of our early lore for the game, and then we kind of worked in the Shinigami and Amaterasu elements later. And also, this is the last round if Arthur wins.
He's gonna win, my shit.
Ooh.
Actually, I can remember doing quite a bit of research as well. It was just, anytime we did a prop or anything like that, it was always some level of research, and I was figuring out what all the different names were of everything.
Christian, you were particularly accurate in your research for props and like daily life items and stuff.
Lots of pictures of castles.
Yup. All right. Well, with the Dev Duel Tournament champion Arthur, the least tenured team member, but the most badass of duelists.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I just have to thank my mom, my dad.
All the years of working on this game wore me down. That's not salt. Good shit, Arthur. Good shit. Can I swear?
Lightly. The PG-13 swears.
Okay, then I will not swear anymore at all. I apologize.
Crap.
You get one per episode. Like.
There's a note in Zoom as well if you might be interested.
Yeah. So I'm gonna switch the camera to Zoom really quick while I'm gonna patch to the full version and restart the server.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, come on. Solar Samurai. Yeah, you have 30 seconds.
Oh, not again!
And in my defense, it told you that the ritual had started, so that's kind of on you guys for not paying attention.
We are on Imai.
There was no trigger in deceit. I said, let's just play it out. You were about to just quit, okay? That's some rewrite the world type laziness right there.
I need to use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Exactly. That was a rage quit you were trying to do, Matt.
Oh god, I remember that. I mean the Rooster Teeth series, Rage Quit.
No, I meant the actual thing where you. Were there anybody come back me up? I see a ninja out here riding solo. And they're just like, oh, let's watch.
God, it's like a New Year's party almost. I wish we had like a ball or something like that. Oh, that didn't work. Oh man. Ah, that strategy just doesn't work anymore.
You're not doing that. You're not doing that.
I think when Fuji hammers collide, it should like explode.
I just saw your message, Joe. Sneaking in the rituals.
Yeah, I'm bad at multitasking. Ooh, the dude, that's a great question. We do have concept art. So, I can pull it up a little bit later when we go into kind of the Q&A section, and I'd be happy to pull up old memories. We have a lot of stuff. Our IndieDB page has basically our entire project, even videos from college. Just search for the game title on IndieDB.com. That's like the one place I've never cleaned up our old stuff, just so there's somewhere legacy with our kind of really old screenshots and concepts and all kind of stuff. No, by all means, anybody ask any question at any time, and you will get it answered. Oh, I'm spawn camping right now. Oh, that backfired bad. Oh, thanks to boss.
Going to end this rival.
So yeah, once upon a time, our game was called Hanako Soul of the Samurai. We changed it to yes, Abrams. I saw the wide mat image. That's hilarious.
So I got a fun topic, maybe, if that's acceptable, or should I be viewership questions that would come first?
Say your piece, and we shall make a decision as a council.
What would be your favorite game that inspired you to follow down the path that you went with your career?
Ooh. I like those kind of questions. I dig it. I dig it. Who wants to answer that first?
Oh, I know Matt's.
I can start the initial.
You can answer for me then, Connor.
No, I'll let you answer, but anyone who knows you well enough should be able to whip that off right quick.
Adam, kick it off.
All right. Well, I actually have three as an answer. Initially, my favorite game would be Metroid Prime for the GameCube, way back in early 2000s. Then Halo 3, and then of course, more recently, what reaffirmed what I wanted to do as an animator was Ori and the Blind Forest when that initially came out.
What about Ori with like the animations?
Ori is a gorgeous game. Everything about it, from a stylistic standpoint to an emotional standpoint, and especially a gameplay standpoint, all like just reiterated exactly what I wanted to do. And my previous two games, between Metroid Prime and Halo 3, were absolutely the biggest, I guess you could say, launch for what I want to do. With Metroid Prime, I actually learned game dev was a job. When you beat the game and like you find all the hidden secrets, you can see all the concept art and really cool ideas they had. And I was like, ooh, I'd love to do that. And with Halo 3, I love those VDocs that Bungie would put out where they just showed the development process and what they were thinking as they developed Halo 3. And in general, both games turned out to be incredibly amazing games. And with Ori, like I said, that just sort of reaffirmed exactly what I wanted to do. And nowadays, I think Ori Will of the Wisps is equally tied with Blind Forest, but I like to put Blind Forest because they just timing is a thing. But yeah, that would be my answer. Those 3 games are my absolute favorites games of all time, and so just set me down the path I am today.
I'll answer next just because mine's quick, and it should come as no surprise to anyone. Shenmue 2. And probably the Jedi Knight series too, but those 2. There's definitely no influence of either in this game. Whoever wants to go next, and while we're doing that, if anyone has any questions, we're going to switch gears. Anyone in the community, you're welcome to join us. We're going to play through a campaign, hopefully see all the maps and modes, and I'll fight the urge to change the map myself. It's a bad habit. Ajani, it's your least favorite thing. If anyone has any questions in the meantime, I'm gonna switch up some stuff on stream real quick.
What games got me into doing video games? Oof. I don't know, man. When I came into college with you guys, like my whole shtick was playing like fighters. I was always in Street Fighter Third Strike or doing Mugen or some crazy stuff like that. I never there's no one game I could think of that pulled me into it. Only over time did I start to get out of playing fighting games all the time and start playing more other genres of gaming.
Moving on to the next one,
or I'm gonna restart the server with a little bit of AI in there.
Let's see. Are there plans for DLC in the future as well as crafting or user skins? Well, we've never discussed crafting before, and I don't think, honestly, the current game style really lends itself to a crafting system at the moment. User skins is most likely definitely going to be a thing. I think if you watch the stream, you can notice that there's a varied look to even the same character classes, and for sure DLC in the future. What it pertains exactly, we'll let that be a little bit of a mystery for now.
Is the server down?
I just restarted it to put bot autofill back on just for some stuff to slice and dice. To expand on Connor's question, I'll go through what's in our item store now when I relaunch the game.
8 weapons. Obviously the best.
Where's our US mid? Official US mid. Yes.
Give me just a second.
But I guess to answer the questions of like what games, what it like got me into working in the industry for that, like it's a weird question. Because like well, the stuff that I do, like it's not limited to just games. I also do stuff for film, like other linear media stuff. And a lot of the work I've been doing lately actually has been like on set kind of stuff as a sound mixer and grip and things like that. So like do like all sorts of things. But sound is my area of expertise. But to keep it game related, like way back in the day, oh man. Games I could think of like that, like killer soundtracks, or like GoldenEye, Perfect Dark. If anyone remembers those.
Dark
And
was way
Perfect
better
Dark.
than
That's
GoldenEye. Yeah, Perfect Dark, way better
Well-
than GoldenEye.
well,
Say
it's the
it.
same. Like it's what happened after GoldenEye was a success. Excuse my inability to speak. Then Rare was like, okay, this is great, do it again, but improved, and right. And then Perfect Dark happened because there were vast improvements. And then, like as one who plays a lot of guitar and bass, like naturally, I love the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater soundtracks. And then as time went on, like got an Xbox and things like that. Then like Halo and things like Halo and Halo 2 like really hooked me. Like those are games that I had in my life growing up. I would have a ton of LAN parties, things like that. So like the Halo soundtrack was always in the background, no matter what.
Well, I also am one of the people with a ton of games that I've played over the years, not necessarily one particular type, but I guess if I had to pick that one that would start a game development, it would be Gorilla. I don't know if you guys know Gorilla Basic from the, like, back in the day. It was, you just had a gorilla character that would throw a banana at the other gorilla character. You typed in a force and an angle, and it was written in, and they would shoot the banana and try to blow up the other guy. But it was written in a language called Q Basic, which they had these big books that you could buy, and then you literally just type the code that's in the book and it would make the game. So there was also a version for Snake and other stuff. And then I first learned to change a line of code and different stuff happened. So it's like, oh, you can go from you win to saying you win, the other guy's a loser or something like that. So you get to do a little bit of work and you see the game change. And I think that's probably the first thing. Like I played Halo and Mass Effect and Street Fighter and all different types of varieties. Mostly RPGs are my favorite. But I think just being able to make a small change in code and see that one in the game was the first example of the possibility of it. So that's Jake the Snake in Gorilla Basic. That's it for me.
I know what you mean. And like I can sort of correlate this with as game audio got increasingly better over the years, like almost to the standard of like Hollywood blockbusters. And it was like, oh, you guys could do that, and even so, like, cause like the soundtracks are so killer, and the things that would happen based on the events that happened in the game, then the music would change. I thought it was just so cool. It's something I've always wanted to do and keep doing it.
You see concerts nowadays like Square Enix whenever they hold one of their Final Fantasy concerts, or I think it was earlier this year, the Undertale got a live action concert, and it started as like a small indie game like made on like I forget what software. I think it was Game Dev Maker. It was
Maybe
primitive stuff, but like it just the genuine hit of the way the music played out was so gorgeous.
I've met Nobuo Uematsu once.
The
composer of the Final Fantasy games.
That's
Very
pretty
nice
cool.
fellow. But Matt, you're gonna love this story, but I think you know what I'm gonna say.
Yep, I know exactly what you're gonna say. And go ahead and tell it. It's a great story.
Hans Zimmer.
Yes. Oh
Way
man.
to just take the wind out of his story.
Sorry. I couldn't
just
hear it
just
too well.
hijacked.
I thought it was.
Wow.
Oh man.
I thought it was I thought the transition was there. Excuse me, but I'll save it.
No, I think that. Wait, what do you? Hold on.
That is the
Ignore
story.
them.
You just took the whole part there. Who's gonna be like, and the reveal, and we're like, oh, you mean that one? cool though. It's cool.
Well,
Go ahead.
only
Tell-
because you guys keep saying stuff. Just
S-
Lawrence,
te-
continue ignoring
Tell
it.
it, Lawrence. Tell it. Yeah, ignore us.
The main title
Oh,
of
hey man.
the main title theme for this game was recorded at Air Studios in London, and there's it's a place where a lot of like high profile composers record for films and things like that, Hans Zimmer being one of them. And so we have a class in grad school. We had a classmate that looked just like him, and like in the hallways between classes, we'd always just say, "Oh, hey Hans, how you doing?" He'd respond back, he'd go another joke, and we've been doing that like for our entire term there. And then when it came to going to Air Studios, I passed by him, and I was like, "Oh, hey Hans, how you doing?" He looked at me weird, that kind of, and then I took a second look. I was like, "Oh wait, that's actually Hans Zimmer." Apparently, we booked time at the studio when he
Ooh.
wanted to record stuff, so he was a little upset, to say the least. So we might have accidentally interrupted the progress of a film or so, but all ended well.
Probably wasn't anything important.
Ooh.
Well, important
Did I
for
just get a
us.
triple with that? Oh, sorry. That was crazy.
But like, seriously though, like I thought the transition was there. I wasn't trying to like take anyone else's thunder.
No, so no.
No, it was the
Connor
opposite.
was implying that
It was
I
the
took your
opposite
thunder.
way. Yeah, Ajni came over and he took your thunder drum and was like vibing on it.
Okay, so why are you being so trifling right now? Just-
Because it's what happened.
We're all having a good time with it. You gotta come along with your. See that right there? That's me in front of you.
Yep. I see that. Is that you getting shot? Is that you getting shot?
No, you would be dead if that was me. We'd be on opposite teams.
So, still going with the stories there?
Yes. I apologize for
Oh,
commenting
yeah,
on
I
your
should-
speaking stick.
I should probably
Don't mind me. Don't mind me butting in on there. I had two myself that were pretty instrumental in getting into game development. First was back in middle school. Had a friend who was a big fan of Doom, and he introduced us to the tools to make levels for it. And we ended up, a bunch of us, coming up with a map pack, a Doom wad, and still around out there. We look at it and we cringe horribly. It's called PyWad, PYEWAD. So start with that, and then years later I got into playing EVE Online. They'd have their developer, it was their fan fest, and they'd have their developers talk about what they were working on, and they get into all this cool tech and things like that. And it was a little bit later when I looked back at this and said, yeah, I really like that stuff. And I wasn't doing well in engineering school. I was kind of failing because I'm a terrible engineer. And I said I should reconsider, and why don't I go art? Because my notebooks are filled with artwork and not notes, you know. So I ended up going to art school, and that's when I went from there. Yeah, Doom and EVE Online, those were the two big ones that on the development side.
I like the particular part about this, my notebook didn't have any notes in it. It was just art, so I guess I should go to art school.
That is a great story.
Actually, it was the I went to someone to talk about what should I be doing to increase grades and all, and they looked at my notes and like, what are you doing? So yeah,
A crappy counselor would look at that and be like, maybe you should study and pay attention more in class.
yeah. And there's definitely those too. Yeah.
But the correct
Yeah,
answer was there
makes
all
sense.
along.
the stupidest, simplest thing. Yeah.
This game is very close. 12-13. Should I give an intro and background to each map as we play them?
I think it'd be nice for a little context.
Yeah,
The lore of Hanako.
a very brief sort of thing.
Should I say it?
This is the first map.
Yeah, pretty much. This is the beginning of the war. It doesn't really have any symbolic importance. It's just the start of the war.
Oh, I mean, it's the first map though.
It is.
Do we have footage maybe of the old Gifu?
On NDDB.
Yep, NDTP has like everything, I think, or pretty close. I mean, I still have all of our legacy maps in Unreal. Like they're still in the project. I think Arthur, I think you stumbled upon some of them where you're like, wait, is it Mount Yari 1, 2, or 3?
It's also that old bridge that used to be in this map. Just the old layout and the ledge you could jump off.
Ooh, we're getting close
You'd
to
also spawn on the hill.
sudden death.
The hillside on one side.
Yep.
Oh, we're out of tickets. Oh, need to get out of here.
I'm gone now.
So this mode goes dead to the last man at the end. And try to sneak in some healing.
Man, who burned down the island?
But I think it'd be cool that for each map that we play,
Oh,
a
crap.
brief anecdote on
He got me.
a brief anecdote on what the map represents.
Yeah, I'll tell a brief anecdote. Or a long-winded anecdote.
So So this is the first map from back in the day.
Yeah, this is our
And
oldest.
it's
Even
still
the
around.
redo is the redo still our oldest map?
Probably, to be honest.
Well, I guess Night Streets technically holds the title, but for like our mainline maps, this is the oldest map.
Was that a bot? Yeah, that was a bot. Ha.
I'm just gonna follow the action.
No.
Oh, it's over.
No,
That's
the
what I
one who
was
killed
saying,
Brand
like,
was a bot.
he couldn't have been because he was all over the place murdering me.
Oh no, just because you're losing doesn't mean it wasn't a bot.
Yeah.
But what I was saying is, I had just engaged someone in battle, and they got killed by a bot.
I'm probably going to be heading out myself, but it's been a ride.
It has been a ride. Thanks for all of your hard work and all of the amazing things you've done for the project, Christian. Your illustrations are some of the more symbolic pieces in the game, and I hope everyone appreciates them.
Thank you, and I'll be around, and we'll be doing more stuff. So, we'll see where it goes.
Abrams, the answer is no.
Technically, maybe. Kind of.
It's called the common decency kick ban clause.
Yeah, if you say something you shouldn't, you might die.
Oh, we got a line stepper right here. Habitual line stepper.
Balls.
To the wall. The song.
Hey Lawrence, you said you met the what was it? The lead audio guy at Square. Have you heard some of the Final Fantasy XIV soundtrack? A little off topic.
Oh no, like I haven't caught up too much with that stuff lately.
It hits like a freight train. It's pretty damn good.
Speaking of hits like a freight train, get out of here.
It's good. Square knows what they're doing when it comes
Ooh,
to
Soul of
rap.
the Samurai.
Denying that. I mean, you attacking me.
like also I'm like a huge fan. I am a huge fan of Joey Hisaishi that does all the Miyazaki films and such.
I remember listening to one from Princess Mononoke. That's still my absolute favorite Miyazaki movie.
For me, it's a tie between Spirited Away and Castle in the Sky.
Castle in the Sky is a good one.
Oh.
Oh yeah, context on the map. So originally this map was supposed to be kind of at the foothills of Mount Yari, which is the background mountain, and that's where Hanako's secret village location is roughly, and you're basically trying to find out, if you're the Yamai clan, how to get to their village to siege it. This map was really the first map that really kind of opened the can of worms on symbolism in the game. One of our previous devs from a long time ago kind of advocated for going a little more spiritual with the art and not making it so super realistic, and he had proposed kind of having this land chunk and making it a little more fantastical, and this area kind of turned into a symbolic representation of the link between kind of us and Earth and the ones we've lost, which is kind of this center point, and it's kind of a loose statement, at least to me, is all these land chunks and these areas that have kind of fallen away from the center, that despite all those things happening, there's still kind of a path to oneness and harmony. And that's kind of the symbolic context behind the map.
Bot stole my kill.
They all say.
Matt, did you talk at all about the meditating mechanic?
No.
We probably, something to maybe discuss. I feel like it's it's very interesting to our game and something we haven't really seen in others.
Yeah, I guess I don't even remember what the original, like how we even stumbled upon it, but we didn't want like if you don't take damage for 5 seconds, you get your health back or whatever. We kind of wanted something more in theme, so we came up with meditation. And at first, the first iteration was you had to find a sakura tree with falling petals, and if you meditated there, it would heal everything. And if you meditated anywhere else, it would just regenerate your ki, which is like kind of like your stamina or mana mechanic. But we eventually changed it to it heals everything everywhere. But there's a risk reward because you can get attacked and there's a long recovery period, and that's why we allow you to look around while you're meditating, so you can.
I don't know if you want to call it because of laziness, but it started because we also didn't want to do pickups, and we didn't want to create
that too.
a spreadsheet to do all the math on like respawn times and what they should do, and we were like, oh, okay, well, you know what? If we just let you heal anywhere, don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, even laziness or not, I don't think we just like the idea of pickups anyway.
I'm gonna go with we were college students, and we were trying to find ways to get to the end goal without putting in like any more man hours than we had.
That's true.
We were already staying up every night.
Yeah,
It was
college.
a deep spiritual connection. I had a dream once. There was a dolphin that turned into an eagle.
Into an eagle? Nice.
Yeah, in college, I think we stayed up till like 6 in the morning. Like I feel like almost every single day, working on this. It was very rarely earlier than that.
Oh.
Thanks. We ended up really liking the mechanic more and more too the more we used it. The risk and reward aspect of it, and being able to just heal whenever you wanted. I think it makes
It's also like if you remember back in the day from Unreal and Quake and all of that, it was the
double ground
stab
kill.
High KDA or KD ratio is doing the healing, as opposed to the guy who just runs around and shoots until he dies.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that highlighted for me the importance of, having that out of combat possibility.
We got rid of the trees too because it just felt more organic. I think to like just be able to do it whenever, wherever.
Yeah, it was like taking you. It's like taking you out of combat to go look for them.
Yeah,
and they weren't necessarily, messaged super easy.
It's cool that you can float and look around because it's almost like an out-of-body experience when you're meditating. Kind of adds to it.
Yeah, you hit like the fourth jhana and like you're floating.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that was pretty dope. That there were 4 of us up here when Solo the Samurai went off, all in our meditating pose.
Oh no, I am so dead.
Brent.
Oh man, all these Soul of the Samurais, I don't have a chance. I guess, do you guys, Connor, Aji, I feel like the ritual sites were your brain children as we went through the design process with them. If you guys wanted to talk about those a little bit. They're one of my favorite mechanics in our game.
Yeah, so we hit a point in game development, I want to say like about a year back, where we looked at it honestly and we were like, given the size of the team and just all these other pieces of information, we had to start looking at how could we maximize and make the biggest adjustments to the game that would have the largest impact, but not necessarily require us to go out and design a whole bunch of new assets and then have like a whole bunch of robust code behind them and then months and months of testing. And so we played around a little bit, and there was just the idea of creating these sites where you could start kind of picking up buffs and debuffs. At the time, I think Ajani, you were really heavily playing that, like, in my opinion, not so much fun Blizzard game that is their MOBA. Right?
Yeah, and it basically came from that idea of jungling but also not having pickups. Because we once again didn't want to reintroduce pickups, and this is a way to get the buff or bonus from a pickup and also distribute it to the full team. So it isn't team play is important, and having something that applies its benefits to the entire team was definitely one way to go about it, and that with teamwork it could be enhanced, and it allowed us to not have to, it was a way around dealing with those pickups as well, so it can create a zone of contention like the Soul of the Samurai one was up here just now, as well as providing that reason for using other parts of the map. I think that was another thing, wanting to get gameplay spread out a bit more, and adding those totems with obvious benefits helped to do that. And then as to what to give the totems, that was a fun game of just coming up with buffs, which turned into coming up with buffs and curses, actually. So
Curses
turned out to be far more entertaining than I initially thought, at least.
For sure. It feels good to curse the other team and know they can't do abilities or sprint or whatever for the duration. It's you feel like you trolled them, but also it has tremendous strategic importance.
And also, Matt, well, not Matt, Connor was. I feel like there are several ideas that we've had that Connor was like, we should do this. And it's like, well, yeah. And then a few weeks later, it's like, okay, we should totally do this. It's like, that's what I said.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Boo.
You're right. It never happened.
I love this map. This next one,
This one?
Hanako Village.
I think there's a lot of
This
a lot
was
of
the
the
second best map. Not second, but like it was the second map that was easily the best map. So the first one was Gifu, and I was like, oh, this is great. And then it was this one. It's like, oh, this is even better.
This was my last map.
Now you did
little
Hanako Castle.
plug, huh?
No, I started it, but I didn't finish it.
Yeah, a blockout's a blackout.
Blackout's a blackout, but this was the last one that I really did the whole layout for. It's the first one where we started doing the capture the point system, and we came up with the idea of how to bounce it around and do all that other stuff.
And I got a birthday cake.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go find it in a second on stream.
It's also the first map where Matt added the really large destructible scenes to the stuff. So,
And
the
Ninja
first
Grapples.
points. Yep.
Ninja Grapple was also first used here. Right? On that wall in front of your mind.
Yeah, it was the first one we officially added grapple concept to.
And it was so cool to see it the first time. It's like, what?
There's the cake. I remember it was your birthday. We had a meeting that day. I wanted the cake in. I basically crunched through dinner to make the cake and get it in the game for the patch for that test.
Like real life. Oh shit, he's coming. I mean, shucks, he's coming.
Alright, let me stop at CVS and get him a WCW action figure. It wasn't like that. It was a whole model and texture I had to make from scratch.
Just like a cake.
Yeah, baked you a whole digital cake. Yeah, this was our first really complex game mode design. We have the destructible objectives and capture points, and there's 7 different objective options, and it kind of determines, or you go to the direction depending on which team wins. And this mode I feel came together just way sooner than the other ones.
It also required more diagramming in order to figure out which objective was next, whether or not it made sense, drawing it out to make sure that the map was even distance, and all the proper level design stuff started getting applied.
Thanks, Arthur.
Ooh.
Still need to get better at that, to grapple people from the air. And then just drag them off the edge of the mountain. And
Ooh. Got that.
oh! We were so close.
But on a symbolic route, this is the map I was talking about. The musical direction was very memorable on, and this was kind of the game's namesake village. So that's who it's for. It's who the tree's for. Some of the other trees have other personal meanings to me. Kind of a nod to just my family, my dad, other supporters from over the years, and yeah, this is one of my favorite level soundtracks from the game.
Thank you.
The Grand Sakura.
Yeah, it's the Grand Sakura.
Technique.
There's no grander Sakura.
Am I muted? Just want to make sure.
No, you're not.
Good now.
Okay.
So I'll ask a question for you guys as a conversation point. What was your favorite single moment or memory on the project? Whoever wants to take that one first.
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
Oh, I think my favorite memory was the Siege panel with the 3 of us, where we had a good time and then we won $1,500.
actually have two. One is, well, actually, no, I'm gonna make it three. I'm gonna do like the 3 stages of us. There's the beginning, when we would do the late nights in my uncle's basement.
Yep.
And have like all 3 of us with the computers across makeshift desks and everything.
Yeah.
That was always pretty fun. I think another one is when I lived in Castleberry and we took that photo of the 3 of us for the Kickstarter that we tried, and I think we went out to one of the bars that night and got like a ton of sushi and like
Yep.
sake bombs and stuff, and that was pretty fun.
Ooh, Bottle Rocket, I love that place.
Yeah, and I forgot my third one. Those first 2 were really good.
Was it teaching me about the crop tool after watching me not use it for a proper 6 months?
No, but that was pretty funny. No, I had a good one for Zero. It was like during the last stages of all of this. Was I don't know. I kind of forgot. The first 2 are taking up good memory slots right now.
Also want to toss in that one map that needs to get redone later, but playing that map is actually the fun. It's a lovely ninja forest map that I can say no more about, and it's still my favorite map that's from Unreal 3.
Steve Sketches, thank you. Appreciate it.
I guess I don't want to say that if it's like one or multiple, but I guess I could pool it into one. But like, I guess one of my favorite memories are the opportunities I finally got to meet a bunch of the team in person. Because understand that this project has practically been remote since the very beginning. I mean, like when I joined the team in 2013, like October 2013, January 2014, I was actually in Spain at the time, because that's where I was studying for grad school. So like meeting you guys in person, I met you actually in Boston. You were there for business. We got to meet and catch up, and then going to Atlanta, and then GDC in San Francisco. And any opportunity to like meet the team in person was amazing too.
I would also like to point out that when Lawrence says he was in Spain, it means that our meetings were at like 4 o'clock in the morning for him.
3. If it was
our weekly meetings were 3, yeah.
It was at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard, and that means an additional 6 hours for me. So 3 in the morning.
And he was there, and he was always apologizing. He's like, guys, it was just super late, and I'm really sorry. And it's like, we appreciate that you're really sorry at not staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning for an indie game meeting with some people that you just met. But yes, thank you.
Hey, I remember the third one now. That time we went to North Carolina to Epic's headquarters to do the video talk with them about Hanako.
Oh yeah, that was the first one they ever did.
Oh, we were the first people to sit down and like do that with them, and that was pretty good.
When I look back on that now, I'm like, man, I wish our game was how it was right now then.
Yeah.
But most of what the game is now is from lessons learned from just going through the whole process. Like every aspect of it was fairly iterative. And now I'm gonna segue that elegantly into mine. I have a bunch, but the main one for me is kind of standing from afar and seeing the change of all the team members over the years, seeing the growth of everyone's skills, and seeing how the project helped so many people that came through the project and still on the project progress in their craft and kind of jumpstart their career and help them advance and get better. And everyone got tremendously better over the course of the project. And that's a big deal to me because we did this with nothing. It was just us. So the what we had to gain as in kind of a short-term gratification thing was our skills getting better and to practice. We tried to have a professional pipeline and run this how games are made as much as we could. So that experience just kind of overall. The Mega Grant email coming right after I listened to Black Hole Sun, which is my mom and my song. I don't know why the lyrics have no like symbolic meaning. It's just a song that we listen to together all the time. And getting that email right after I listened to it was on the day she passed. Was pretty incredible. We had a lot of stuff like that. The investor conference that Ajni mentioned was on the anniversary of her passing, and we had a lot of awesome team victories on that particular date somehow. The old days in your uncle's basement, Connor just working on the game, that was basically like college for us predominantly. Trying to think.
I mean, MomoCon was pretty dope as well.
Our first MomoCon was really fun because it was really the first time anyone outside of us got to see and play the game, and actually, like, we could actually get feedback.
Weren't we nominated for something there too?
We were Georgia finalists for like Georgia indie games. We were like runner-up or something.
Oh yeah, we even had to go and sit at a thing with awards and stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of forgot about MomoCon, but those were always fun.
And then it was like a game that was made in a weekend one when we had worked on it for like 5 years at that point, and I was very bitter about that.
It was a very gimmicky game that I remember.
Yeah, you know, is it like a convention game?
I guess I could take the torch on that one.
Yeah.
I have a multitude of memories, all stemming from this game. My initial being able to get in my first AAA studio, that was definitely one. Just seeing the course of my animation work over the years, just like I actually took a small art test for this project to see what my experience level was at. And then I remember Matt says, "Don't worry, you'll do. Derek you'll be working with another animator, and he'll grind you out to be the best we can make. Yeah, you can be." My absolute favorite, though, it's the funniest memory I've had. And everyone knows this joke at this point, on our team. Our GDC 2018, I believe. We all decided to go to this Chinese restaurant in the middle of downtown San Francisco.
I know where this is going.
I love this.
We end up going in. The food itself was pretty good, a little pricey, but nonetheless still good. As we're leaving, we see on the front part of the store, there's a picture of President Obama with with a bunch of Chinese food in like 2 bags. And I remember Ajani specifically saying, "Man, I give a vote to President 2 bags." And for the rest of the night, we just referred to Obama as President 2 bags.
There was also, the food there was 2 bags good. That's how we defined how
like
well it was.
One huge
so
one in each hand.
2 bags in each hand is.
And it was on a Polaroid, no less, right? Or something.
Yes, it was a Polaroid
something kind
camera.
of retro.
So you have this Polaroid image in 2014, or it was 2014, or no, it wasn't GDC 2018. Actually, yeah, it was a Polaroid.
Was it 2018 or 19?
It was 18.
Okay.
It was 18.
It was 2018. Oh, 2017 or 2018, one of the two. Or
yeah.
No, it wasn't
those-
2017.
I think
It was
it was still
2018.
when I
or
was-
20 It was 2018. You're right.
But we had a
It was when I
picture
was still
of.
living out there.
We have a picture.
Right?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
were just about to move from there, Aj.
There's a
Okay.
picture somewhere when we were at the front door of Moscone Center.
Yeah, I had that picture too. And but there's a Polaroid image of a President Obama walking out of the restaurant with 2 gargantuan bags of Chinese food.
Yeah.
Hey, I at least know the president had good taste.
It was a good restaurant. We weren't happy when we got the bill, but it was a good restaurant.
Well, the guy screwed up the bill.
That's true. But,
It was
we
still
did our
good
thing.
food. Yeah.
Does anyone else want to share a thing? All right, here's the next conversation topic. If there's one lesson you would share with hopeful developers or just a random person asking about the experience, what would your one piece of advice be?
I got a good one for this. Project management. Invest in it. Love it. Learn it. Respect it.
Real subtle.
It will save you. Hey. It'll save you. Especially if you're a small indie team. It could probably be the thing that really helps you get your game out there.
It's definitely not wrong, and it's definitely has. If you do not do it, you're definitely setting yourself up for failure in this and in the future. And it's just about it. Literally, is just like actually plan instead of winging it by the seat of your pants. I mean, you can wing it by the seat of your pants for a game jam, but if you plan on doing something long term, setting your scope and setting your timeline is incredibly important because it'll save you a lot of headache later. You know, the whole measure twice, cut once thing. And it allows you to stay focused because you can easily get distracted by shiny new things and shiny new ideas. And of course, you should innovate and knock around a bunch of options, but you shouldn't just switch direction all the time on a whim. Also, messaging, I think, was a pretty big thing that made us spend a lot longer iterating through various modes and mechanics that actually worked out better than we thought they did because they were poorly messaged in the beginning, or they were either what it did, when it did it, how it did it, what the impact was. If it's not clear to people other than the ones who came up with it, then it's not gonna feel right when you get a bunch of people in there. And so,
hold on, there's a question about how does the noob learn project management for game dev besides trial and error. So I think project management is probably going to be a little bit different per field you're in, right? Especially game dev. But I do think there are some fundamental basics of project management that you can learn across the board, like familiarize yourself with Scrum or Agile or some of the methodologies that are used for developing roadmaps and timelines. It is going to be a little bit of trial and error, but there's definitely, like I said, I think some across the board fundamentals that we carried over that really did make a difference over the last couple of years and how we were able to get to this point exactly.
yeah, I think the main basic one is just have a project plan, period. If you have not written out one and you don't have a course of action from inception to execution to your final release point, then you got some work to do. You got to figure out how you're going to get there. How long is each piece going to take? What order should you do it in? And when is it going to get done? If you can't have that basic thing in front of you, then you're going to have a lot of problems. And then to Connor's point, Agile and Scrum, those are ways of representing those and processes, but what all of them have in common is kind of your scope and your timeline. So what are you going to make, and when are you going to make it, and how long is that going to take? Obviously, you can shuffle stuff around as you need to, but those basic ideas are key. Connor, feel free to clarify or disagree.
No, I think that's all good stuff.
Yeah, I think on like I guess a simpler token is, at least especially for this kind of more indie game specific, is just keeping it simple and focusing on like one core idea and developing that idea really well before moving on to like the next thing, and using that as a way to learn what your team like can and can't do and at what speeds. Like our first design doc was this monolithic like 100+ page thing that I wrote that was like every idea I had, and it was it was in college, we were doing yet, and as the time went on, our designs got smaller and smaller and simpler, and it became like what you said, Aj. Like, if the great messaging can make a decent mechanic great, but bad messaging can make a great mechanic bad, because you don't know what you're doing. And also, this was a campaign match point, and we're going for the comeback now. pushing back from the castle map.
One thing I do want to point out about the making plans is like, so our initial plan was large, and it was larger than we had the capacity for. So it's okay to reevaluate your plan every step of the way. In fact, you should reevaluate your plan every step of the way, but you shouldn't rip out chunks in the middle and then have no path to the end. So you can make things smaller, you can move some stuff around, whatever makes sense to get you to your goal. And you should, once again, definitely reevaluate it as you progress, even if it's to say, yes, this is still a good plan, but don't get stuck with this big monolithic project to finish when it's going to not work out just because you've made it too big. I realize that some of those things are kind of vague without examples, and if you guys have more specific questions about that type of thing, or, feel free to reach out and ask. Well, I can't volunteer everybody else to start teaching development, but if you have more specific questions, we can maybe touch on that at some point.
I have an animation related one as well, and I could sum it up and it took me the longest time to actually learn this lesson. Don't be afraid to kill your darlings.
Oh yeah.
When I said I had to do a little art or animation test to see where my skill level was at. I think unless I was atrocious, Matt would have been like, yeah, we can grind him up and make him better. When I look back at that initial test, I cringe. I'm like, how would this doesn't work? And I remember we used it as a demo placeholder. And then I go back and look at it, I'm like, Adam from 5 years ago, I want to punch you in your jaw and tell you why this isn't working. But I held that up decently. I thought that was functional. I thought it was good at the time. And now I'm like, no. And there's plenty of art and animations that I've done. There are hundreds that are not even demo reel worthy, but I would need to make them or put them in, for the core of the design. And if something wasn't working, it needed to be replaced, even if it was frustrating, or after many iterations, no less. And well, I'm trying to think of my favorite example of how many something that had way too many iterations.
Is it maybe the runs? Or I want to say it was
or the
directional
heavy stance,
something.
A lot of the attacks, the directional attacks, we went through. It took a long time to get those feeling right and having the right weight. No, it was hit reactions maybe. One of those.
That may have been an implementation thing. From an animation standpoint, the hit reacts were real. I mean, young Adam, it was hard. As I got older, it's that ain't too hard to do. I think
really that sentence, don't be afraid to kill your darlings. That applies to many things
in game dev.
Yeah.
To all disciplines, and I was actually to say something similar, don't be afraid to throw any ideas away if they end up that they're not working. Don't fall in love with the stuff that you're making for that reason, because then it'll be harder when you have to go back to the drawing board for whatever reason.
Oh yeah, Matt and Ajay know. I was the Grim Reaper for the last 2 years. Nope, we're not doing it. Nope.
I mean, you gotta ask for and consume constructive criticism for that fashion, and also be willing to cut the chaff. These are all versions of saying the same thing, but Adam would always ask for feedback. Sometimes it would be more silent than it should, and then if there's something, it's okay, well, I'm not an expert animator, but here's the thing, it just feels kind of off, and it was always taken with grace and a grain of salt in cases where it needed to be. And I think that was a very important part of getting that right in the end. Adam, feel free to
I'm going to chime in for just a second to talk about this map. If Arthur, can you hold off on capturing match point real quick? So this is our capture the scroll mode. It's basically classic CTF. This map is the first in the Yamai territory, and it's kind of Yamai's trophy case to all the clans that they've defeated in their conquest to siege Japan. It's kind of a warning symbol that if you keep proceeding through this forest, bad things await. which is where their spawn area is. And Hanako doesn't want this campaign comeback. But to the, I think the afraid to kill your darlings thing, I'm going to join in on that conversation for a second. I think that's an amazing one. And one of the things to kind of add to that, I think it's important to treat game dev like it's a craft, like almost like a martial art or learning an instrument or something, where you have to constantly put your ego aside and resistance to opposing feedback aside, and put your attitude and your sole focus on just getting better. Like if feedback's coming in, you're like, ah, screw you, I just want to be done, or this is great, why would you not like this? You kind of have to reason with yourself, and if not, even sometimes trick yourself and ask, like, hey, does this actually make my work better though? And if it does, then you should do it and take it to heart and try to extract usefulness out of feedback you get, regardless of how that feedback's presented. Because sometimes it's abrasive, but there can be usefulness in that feedback.
There's a difference though between feedback and insulting your work.
Yeah.
So just giving a, we didn't have it on the team. I gotta stress, we never had it on the team. But if someone were to tell me, oh, your work sucks, I'd be like, oh,
Actually,
that ain't helpful.
That is a very good point. I will say this right now. I think this could be very applicable to anyone that ever has to like work in any field where you have to critique something. The way with which you can critique can drastically change anyone's attitude and opinion towards stuff. So a couple methods out there. One is to say something positive, and then maybe if you have a critique, bring your critique, but don't bring it as it's a bad thing. Bring it as here's something, room for growth, but also try to bring a solution. Don't tend to be the person that just says this isn't good and then don't have anything to say after that. It's generally much more well received. And when you have a potential solution, also just my preference when asking somebody, when you want to know why something is the way it is because maybe it doesn't look right, don't be as straightforward. Potentially ask it as a question, like, can you explain why you chose to do it this way? Or can we, were there other versions of this that were explored and why didn't that work? Tends to put people a little less on guard, and you're actually you're actually asking the question to learn, because the other person who is an expert in what they were doing may have already looked at several other solutions and determined that they will not work for various reasons and are bringing you the best possible solution forward. So no need to automatically assume that they don't know what they're doing. So I think that helps a lot. And even in the professional world that I work in today, I see people struggle with those kinds of soft skills a lot. So
yeah, I think that's a huge point right there. Is like, don't just bring a problem without a solution or complaint without a solution, because if you don't even have an offhand solution for it, who are you to, like, what are you doing except trying to pull somebody down? And if you haven't spent the time to come up with a solution, then at the very least ask so here is a problem that I see, are there alternatives to doing it this way? And if the answer is yes, then you already started on having those solutions. Even if you aren't the expert and can come up with them yourself, present the person that you're critiquing with the opportunity to come up with other solutions, instead of being like, this is garbage, take it home and get out of my kitchen type sort of thing.
Yep, I'm going to give my word of advice, which is the most hindsight thing ever. If you're doing indie, especially on your own time, or really even in your jobs to some degree, your projects or your job is not worth your physical or mental health or losing relationships or friendships over, within reason. I think if someone doesn't want to associate with you because you're doing a project, then screw them. But also, it shouldn't be in excess either. I think it's important to take care of yourself. And there was a time on the project when I was younger that I was working like 7 p.m. right after I got home from work until like 4 in the morning after working a 40-hour-a-week job, and it took its toll over the years. And I think it's more important to find ways, work smarter, be efficient, time box your work sessions, and really doing that really I got more done time boxing than I ever did like stretching into like these crazy almost overnight every night type things, and I really credit my wife with that.
Sleep is key.
She really pushed for balance, and she's like, "You're gonna kill yourself if you keep doing this." And I might not have made it to this point without some balance. So balance in life is very important. I wish I did it more earlier in the project.
Yeah, and all-nighters also, one of the purposes of sleep is to give your brain a rest and to recharge. And if you're working all day and then you get some stress from that, and then you're working on a project all night and you don't get any time to sleep, then your results are not going to be the best that they could be, potentially, because you haven't had that time to rest up. You might bang your head against a problem that has a relatively simple solution, and which you'll come to when you put it down and pick it back up again later. And all the mental health and self-care things that we see all over the place nowadays, that applies. And we know this from real life experience of just burning the candle at both ends, followed by reevaluating and taking breaks when we do things. The difference is noticeable for sure.
Yeah, taking breaks is good. Drinking water is good. And it's crazy. So like there's been like almost a 50-50 split of like nights where it's like, I gotta fix this problem. I know it's past 2 a.m., but I have to finish the problem or I'm not gonna sleep thinking about it. And a lot of times the problem would not get solved. But the nights where it's like, all right, I'm gonna go to bed, sleep on it. And most of the time I woke up with the answer and knew that I could just go do it later.
That is something that actually legit happened to me, or like recently. Like, basically, even though it's at a project, I had to take an art test, and I was struggling one night, and I was up late working on it. And then to follow through with the Kill Your Darlings, woke up the next morning, looked at it, and it's like a sudden epiphany. I said, I know what I need to do. And I ended up deleting that initial pitch, but starting from scratch, having an idea, and the rest of the project in general was really like on point, and I didn't have second thoughts. I knew how to approach it. Sometimes just stepping away and having a fresh perspective, even an hour or so later, and you realize what's up.
Hey Adam, somebody wants to know what your art test was for.
I am unfortunately under NDA on that one. But it was an animation test. That's the most I can say. I cannot reveal that.
AKA code word for probably some sort of company in the industry.
Yep.
Half-Life 3.
Destiny 3.
Can neither confirm nor deny.
Just say that for
Halo
everything.
7.
No, it's GTA 6.
Final Fantasy 20.
Nice, Kyle. Yeah, it's clearly GTA 6.
Yes.
So guys, we're 53 minutes and some change until launch. That is a crazy thing to say. It still hasn't quite registered. I'm so excited that Chrome let me zoomed enough to have giant screen size button, and it tells you exactly what it does, which is kind of cool. It's like, make sure you really want to press it. There's no prompts. Once you press it, it's gonna happen.
So there's a follow-up question for Adam. It's, what are your thoughts on art test compensation?
100% yes. And I remember a Twitter thread from another animator who said something like, hey, maybe we should change art tests to be something like, since in the age of COVID, we've proven remote work is viable as an option. One thing they could do, instead of just one default art test, to kind of be a make it or break it, because then it kind of reduces the point of my demo reel. Well, the idea that he suggested was, well, why don't we just fly out the computer or mail the computer to you? You work with us on like a very short 3-month contract or something like that, and then your work quality and how you work with us will determine whether or not we can extend that. And you'll still be paid for work, but it's the concept of, hey, this is the best way to demo you out and see if you're a fit for the job or not.
But is there an initial bit of testing that they need to do to even get to that first point? Like, they're sending
Yes.
a computer that's your demo reel, or is it?
Oh, no, you would still send in your demo reel and stuff, and if they like you enough, like if they judge and based, hey, this guy might be good on based on his demo reel, then they submit the test, or submit the computer and try you out.
That's so interesting. It's cool. That's interesting because I know.
Because that system unfortunately ain't the way it goes. Right now, it's if I were to apply to something, they'll look at my demo reel, and then if they like me enough, then they'll send me the art test, and then I get process of elimination or not.
That's crazy. That's a lot to go through. Because I know I've gone through like some tests, and I'd be like, we'll do it on the call with somebody to like just see how they think, but we're not running them for animation and stuff.
Yeah, I get it. I get that from the perspective of a test taker. Like when I'm thinking about from the business side, like, all right, we need to bring an animator on to Impact. It's like it's kind of just easier to send a rig file and get an animation back and see it and just be like, all right, sweet, they can do it onto the in-person.
Yeah. Just
because the cost of like shipping hardware and like they could get mad you pass and keep it. Like there's just some. That's one way to get a 3060 or a 3070. Just get hardware sent to you from an art test and then never send. no givesies backsies.
Lie to them. Say, hey, you guys sent me a 1070, and it.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a 3090 to do this art test. I'm getting really bad frame rate in Maya.
I guess if
Or
it's
you're a software
contract,
engineer, like, here's 2 dev kits. Yeah.
well, if it's contract pending for a test, they're going to say, "Oh, that is the compensation. You're getting a badass computer." Is that ever a thing?
I don't think that would be a thing because there's too many confidential files on a work computer like that. So if let's say hypothetically, Riot, and this isn't Riot's not the company I did the art test for, so I can't talk about it like this. Let's say Riot sent me that computer, and then it had all the secrets of Valorant and League of Legends that they were going to work on for the next couple months. And then I did that scenario I just said, and it turned out, oh, I'm not viable for that. It would be kind of problematic if they just let me keep the computer and didn't delete any of the files.
I guess that's true.
It almost seems like it would be cheaper for the company to still fly you out, put you up, and have you test for 2 days than it would be for them to send you or it might even be the same as it would be to send you a $1,500, $2,000 computer, and then have to send the repo man to get it back while you've sold all their secrets, as opposed to giving you a clearance to be in-house.
If like IT couldn't remote into it, like I've never seen an IT company that usually can't somehow get into.
Like remote detonate Mission Impossible style. It's like this computer.
Yeah, but you still got people who take
like
pictures,
software deleting and things like that.
You leaked the next Valorant agent, therefore we're going to make this computer explode in 10 seconds.
But it's also silly to put your next Valorant agent on a computer and mail it to a stranger.
I don't think anyone would do that. Like specifically, they probably put like an old character. They
minimal source files at most. So quick question. Since we haven't seen all the maps, should I intervene on the map cycle?
No, Matt. Answer still no.
We're very likely not going to play Yamai Castle or Yamai Village the way this is going.
That's fine.
That's fine.
We're just playing. We're playing out a match.
If
you want to play them faster, you have to get rid of more tickets quickly.
Yeah, you gotta stay on the payload, Matt.
To finish the subject matter, yeah, I think our tests should be compensated. There might be a more finessed way to do it, but at the end of the day, yeah, I think to make everybody's time worth it, and just in general make our tests less stressful, then yeah, compensation would be nice.
Oh, for sure, you guys should be compensated. Like, my biggest worry when I'm out there doing tests is like if someone takes your work and then just uses it.
Yeah.
Like, this is good stuff.
I have yet to have something like that happen.
So wait, is that what you mean by compensation, or do you mean being compensated for the time it takes you to take the test?
It's kind of both, right, Aj? It's like not just the time you're putting into it, but there's nothing to potentially stop the other side from saying, oh, this is like a really solid base, and we needed that, so we'll just throw that out there. I'm not saying it happens all the time, but there are cases.
I've yet to have it
could.
happen in all the art tests I've ever taken, because usually what they do is they make you use a default like trash rig, or if not that, then your own rig. You just have to adhere to the guidelines they ask you for.
Yeah, I think it would be because it's if your work is not good and you're getting paid for this work just because you showed up, I don't. But I also don't take art tests, so I don't have a fuller understanding of how long it takes. So, I've done the multi-day interview for Fortune 500 technology company, and you get free food, free place to stay, and all of that stuff. But the solutions that you come up with when you're doing the whiteboarding exercises, you're not going to get compensated for.
Yeah, but I think it's applicable to what you're just saying, because that's what I've been through too. And sometimes they're asking for solutions for things that are currently in existence. You gotta be like, like how much do I really want to put down on paper for you?
I mean, yeah, valid. Wait, I shouldn't have come down from there. I didn't realize I was down to the last player.
Yeah, it tightened up because I defected.
Yeah, Matt switched over to get more of the kills going.
Oh, we know why he switched over.
Yeah, I'm trying to rig the map cycle.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't
Can't
work
play
out.
fair. Nope.
I just figured people seeing our game for the first time should probably see the range of it.
No, they should come and play.
That works too. Yeah, come play
See all
and see all the maps. We got 10 of them.
I got stabbed in the back, by the way. I do not appreciate that.
So stream, keep the questions coming in. We may shift into more of an AMA type segment. It doesn't have to be game development or Hanako related, though that's generally better for the context of the stream. But
ooh, this is a good one, Matt. You see the question just came in? Talk about the software it took to get everything made. Like, because there is a good amount of software between everything we've used. You want to start like going over some of the game software?
I mean, it really kind of depends on the discipline. Every discipline kind of has its own set of things going on. I mean, on the 3D side, it's everyone in the industry for the most part uses Max or Maya. Depending, a lot of animation and character side tends to use Maya a little bit more. Environment.
So just for us non-artists, Max is what?
3D Studio Max. And then for texturing and stuff, Substance Painter, which Adobe bought a couple of years ago, I think it now. ZBrush for like sculpting and kind of like sculpting details into your models. Once you get kind of like a rough shape. That's kind of, if you've ever watched any of our development streams, you've probably seen lots of that in action. I'm trying to
What
think.
about some of the non-obvious ones? For example, if you are creating textures from images that you have sourced from public domain on the internet, are you pulling that straight into Substance? Are you using Photoshop? Or are you using basic preview or what?
In the early times, back in my day, we used Photoshop. We did use Photoshop back in our day, that was like, I remember having to make textures tileable manually with like the Tony method, where you have to like flip the edge and then like paint it out. More recently, like once the like physically based rendering textures came out, and that's basically like there's a texture that tells you like how shiny something is, and like another texture that tells you how like metallic something is, and like where there's shadows on a texture. And now there's just giant libraries. Like Quixel makes a library where you can just type in kind of what you're looking for and just download it. Like gametextures.com we use a lot in our game. They have a texture library where you just buy a membership and they just have everything: ground textures, rock textures, and they're all tileable and like compatible with Substance Painter. So you can literally just drop them straight in and put them on your models. And that Substance Share is similar. It's just a library of materials that other people made, which was pretty cool. Some of our skins have really benefited from that. Being able to just go find like a jade preset or like an obsidian preset that looks really good, just to save us time. Like, you don't have to make everything from scratch. There's marketplaces and share apps like that all over the place for game content. Heck, a lot of games in Unreal, I feel like you just are completely made from marketplace stuff. Though, programmers, Kyle, you and Ajani will probably be like, please God, don't buy a code plugin from marketplace.
Well, it depends. Like, they're not as all bad as they used to be. Like, if you don't really have, like, say, the experience to build your own nav mesh, then, like, you gotta get what you gotta get. So, especially...
That's true. I mean,
Yeah, there's a
like
lot
I said,
of
get good at
opportunity
programming
for
first, but
reuse.
if not, like...
Yeah, I mean, so go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just starting to ramble a bit, so go.
Well, I was just gonna say, there's not reinventing the wheel is always good, but also knowing your craft is helpful when someone who has built a wheel did a subpar job at it. If you're an engineer, you know how to fix that. If you're just grabbing stuff willy-nilly and you don't have anybody to support whatever you've gotten off the marketplace, then you can run into some issues. But if you at least have that talent in-house or wherever, then you can make tweaks that you need to and use your message boards and Google what you need to if people have run into similar problems as well. But sorry, this was a question about the software used, like Microsoft Visual Studio. Which one are we using? 2017?
Yeah, Visual Studio. I think 2019 now. We started on like 2015.
Yeah. And Perforce we are using for the code
Content,
management.
submissions.
And Ping Perfect for some servers. Matt, you do video stuff. Particles.
I guess from an
Mostly Unreal.
I guess from an audio perspective, it's somewhat unique because I think I'm the only guy that's used a Mac on the team.
Yeah. I think for development, yeah.
I used Fmod for getting all the music in there and for some of the sound effects, but the rest was using like the sound cue and blueprint stuff. And all the music was made. I used a little bit of Logic Pro, but most of it was done either in Pro Tools or Ableton Live, which is used a lot for like EDM and stuff like that. But like over the years, I got increasingly better at Ableton Live because it's a very simple digital audio workstation. I was pretty cool with that.
Where we worked back to match point again, or campaign point.
I need to step out short. I need to step out shortly, but I will be back soon.
On the FX side for software, I use Houdini and Substance Designer a lot, mostly.
I guess I'm the outlier. I don't know if there is a particular software that is used in the industry for UX UI, but I use Figma anyways, so that's what I used for all my wireframing and some of my comp work when it came to UX UI. And then from a project management perspective, we used Asana, and then I had to switch over to Monday. I prefer that platform more, and I think it's a little bit more versatile for what we needed to use. So those are two pieces of software that we use that.
Do you use Visio for level design?
Back in the day, maybe. I think now though, I would still use Figma because I've got like good flow tools in there that are more for things like neural or just
Battle frenzy.
Thanks a lot, Wowsies. Acid Rain, what's going on, man?
Battle frenzy.
You guys caught that like one frame.
Now it lives on forever.
I accidentally dragged the zoom camera in the middle of the screen, and so I had Arthur's face directly where my reticle is, where I'm looking. So it felt like I was just stabbing him underneath the chin. On
Taking that
repeat.
duel match personally.
He really is. He wants a best of 7 rematch.
I think Connor was more upset. Connor was coming after me.
I don't know what you're talking about. Ah!
Now we just got to do the Impact Games Smash tournament. I'll just win by default.
I mean, yeah, I would calm down with that. Though speaking of
Challenge
Smash, speaking of Smash, one mechanic from Smash, or one of the behaviors, which is that large hitbox that they use in combat, we added that to great effect, or utilized it to great effect.
Sephiroth saved the hitboxes. Of all characters, it was Sephiroth.
Saved us all. The one-winged angel himself.
The TLDR for anybody on stream, in Smash, they, since it's a fighting game, they wanted the hitboxes to be larger than most overall attacks. This is so players could, of course, just pixel perfect hit some interesting stuff, and things that were could maintain a sense of balance, but also have some power behind them. Well, this applies also to characters with swords, and Sephiroth is known for a 7-foot-long katana, and the hitboxes on his sword can be way bigger than the sword itself. To good effect. And he's still a very balanced character. So we ended up reworking a couple hitboxes in this game.
Ooh, do we defend that? Yep.
Yeah, we reworked some hitboxes in this game, so the attacks would have a much easier time connecting. Even though we're still very much animation driven, where animations definitely will affect the hitboxes, just having them be larger definitely will help the player out in connecting something.
Yeah, that was extremely helpful for our game. We always thought that really accurate hitboxes was important for combat. I remember in college being like, we have to have physics collision, because for some reason that was my voice in college, and and we had no idea that the key was actually very big
Not that.
hitboxes.
Yeah, and there's several reasons. Is one, the camera angle that you have doesn't necessarily doesn't give you a good view as to where your weapon actually is. So what you think you should be hitting, you're not hitting because of angles. There's also latency, some deltas in the location. Deltas meaning difference. So you think a player is here, they're actually a few in-game inches or feet to the side, and so to you it looks like you should have hit, to them it looks like you should have hit, but the server, who knows all the truth, realizes that you're a little bit off. So those bigger hitboxes allow those basically rounding errors to be cleaned up a lot more. And it just we thought that we were going to have this up close, intricate, very delicate and precise sort of combat going on, and the reality of it is that's not how this kind of game works. In fact, even in some game that is hugely precise, depending on, for example, like bullet impacts may be far larger than they appear, just to deal with that adjustment from dodging and things like that. And then whatever sort of visual gaps that might create. So, it might look like you swung your sword and hit a person who wasn't quite there. When you add in the effects and the messaging, the visual messaging around that, it kind of takes care of what appears to be, or what might appear to be a miss that turns out to be a hit and all of that. And then there's all the room for exaggeration that you have in creating games anyway, that also makes that much more forgiving. Really? Tree at the very beginning, guys? That's what you're getting at.
Well, hello, the boss. Oh, you saw that coming. Oh wait, he's not on Discord.
Secret tree path.
That was
Okay.
everything.
I'm so used to hearing him in Discord. Like, oh wait.
He ran out of stamina.
Dang it! You knew what happened. I did run out of key, or I was low and I let off to try to recharge while I thought I was safe.
Oh,
You can do it, AI. You can do it.
the
Yes.
shotgun bow.
We just get captured on my bot. Oh my god.
That didn't do it.
Thank you, Kyle, for teaching the bots. Yeah, I just imagine if there was like some game developer sketch comedy show, it'd be like you like sitting down a bot and be like, all right, bot. So today we're gonna talk about how you capture the scroll. So what you want to do first is run to the scroll, make sure your pants are pulled up. Like,
Oh, that's
face the
way too
right-
sophisticated. Like, I would just have a hammer and just like every time you don't get to it, I hit you over the head with the hammers.
Machine learning.
So why are you getting more stupid?
That's one way to do it.
Never
Yeah.
start with a head.
Oh, you can't take out the knees. We need them to walk.
28 minutes.
Yeah, we're under 30 minutes for everybody.
Oh my god. It feels so weird to say.
It really does.
Oh, I didn't even mean to get to the boss that time. Well, not specifically. I just saw somebody in red.
This is like a very try-hard CTS match. I like it.
This is a good one. I agree.
I'm trying to turn the tide so we don't go on the. We've been on this map pattern for a while, the whole time.
Back to
Yeah, we really got to win this one to get to the Yamai village.
And man, I guess that tells us something anyway.
Well, also we've switched sides between matches here and there. Like I haven't been on Hanako the whole time. When we were reversing the tide, they swapped over.
Oh really, Arts? That's how you want to play this?
But also,
Yep.
you.
Stand there. Aww. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good.
No.
You gotta be quicker than that. Old W. Oh, there's a tree.
Take the tree path.
I destroyed that tree too.
You know, if you'd have called for help, I was gonna come help you, but I'm too proud.
Greased up.
You can't catch me. I used to be a lawyer.
Oh my god.
So many Star Wars and Family Guy jokes during the tests.
Oh god.
Made it a long time before a DLC joke tonight.
Oh, I
I
knew
don't
somebody
have
was
any.
gonna
You
ruin
know,
it.
you can't open up the can of worms. However, we do have a DLC called the Founders Pack that gives you all of our current items and future purchasable items. So if you want to dress up your dude, it is available. You can buy it right now if you wanted to.
I remember that one night where we just all changed our names to Star Wars quotes, and it eventually devolved to one of us just saying, "I hate you," like as their name, and then another guy was. We were just picking obscure quotes at that point.
I kept mine all this time.
My absolute favorite Star Wars like meme or joke, however, still is, I saw Anakin in the hologram. He's killing younglings, and it's just a picture of Anakin just in a field drinking
youngling loggers.
And he went through like 3 boxes of it.
And if I'm mistaking someone for someone else, like Arthur, were you Family Guy?
Yes, I was in fact Family Guy from the hit movie Family
So
Guy.
what? So it was you. Oh.
That was also a Star Wars quote.
Blue Harvest.
Mike, how's it going?
I saw Jay early in the chat.
Yep, Jay, are you still here?
Is he still there? If he is, hello. And a pleasure to work with you.
Tripwire Studios.
I gotta play Rising Storm 2 again.
Hey, Adam.
Speaking of Tripwire.
Did I... Adam, I feel like I told you that I tried Soy 3, but I don't remember the thing.
What'd you do?
It's a thing that only Adam, not you Adam, a different Adam would understand.
A different Adam.
Yeah, an Adam in chat whose username does not reference that his name is Adam. There's just confusion all around.
There are too many Adams. I guess I'm by default I win.
Yep. So we're just about 20 minutes out.
Are we allowed to talk about any fun bugs?
No,
Okay.
zero, zero. Unless you want to talk about legacy ones that we fixed that were hilarious.
Yes.
Actually, I'm gonna start
That's what I meant.
Okay, you opened
Yeah.
a more fun can of worms. Bugs that were awesome that are now fixed, and I'm gonna start with the Hall of Heads. So we had a playtest where I was working on like what happens when you get killed, and I broke something to where when you died, your like upper torso just spewed decapitated heads,
It's-
like hundreds of them. And we were playing on the Yamai Castle map, which is like kind of a horror-ish, like it's a dark vibe. It's a blood moon sky. Maybe we'll play it tonight. It doesn't seem like we're going to though. And just this map just started filling up with heads from everyone dying on a capture point, and it almost filled the entire floor with it, like thousands. And we were all getting like 2 FPS because they all had physics. It was a good time. And the next one before I passed the torch was I was trying to hook up additive animations, and I screwed something up to where it kept like multiplying the scale. So whenever someone died, a giant head like bigger than Optimus Prime would like roll around the map, and they were hilarious.
I can easily put my favorite hands down. By the way, the question was about legacy bugs, not ones that we might spot now, if at all. But regardless, back on topic. My absolute favorite bug ever was the Attack on Titan bug. And we call it this because basically when you played the Ite, we were implementing dashes where his dash would be the old dashes he would do he'd slide on his knees. Well, there's something different about the way we built him. And essentially, if you just dashed off of the edge of a cliffside of any sorts, you'd launch yourself while staying in the pose that you would fly in on Attack on Titan, where they pretty much do knees out and then they're back, like facing backwards, and you just fly across the map at terminal velocity. And God, it was fun because it was a fun bug, like for what it was, because you would just have Ite archers flying across the map trying to shoot each other, Attack on Titan style.
Oh!
And I remember that night I would play the Attack on Titan theme on repeat while trying to shoot Lawrence mid-air, flying through this map.
Oh my god.
Giant heads was also a fun one.
Yeah, the giant
Yep.
heads was hilarious. I remember on Shiga Forest.
What was the bug that made the Naginatashi have 9,000 jaw strength?
I don't remember. Was it double damage or something? I think it
probably
was
the Iteo, not Iteo, the Nagi buff with something else.
Yeah, I feel like it stacked with something in like a really crazy way. That was a really long-running inside dev joke.
I know. There's a
Modesta, you
bug
just
that-
waited for that. That was so
There's a-
dumb.
There's a bug that I was responsible for, which was the infinite splash bug. Like one of the first things I did, was just have as soon as you enter the water, it just repeatedly splash for like I think forever. And if anybody splashed in the water, it was basically game over. Just way too much particles going on.
Remember when there used to be mountain lakes on this map?
There used to be what?
Mountain lakes on this map?
Yes.
Yeah. I went and looked at that area the other day on dev stream, to show Arthur, and yeah, I missed that. That was a cool area. We should have put it in this redesign.
I mean, I'm not gonna disagree with you.
Oh, I didn't get credit for that falling death. GG, Impact, fix your game. I do like when the center of this map becomes a zoning territory play. I like the strat. We're also not taking advantage of strategic options in front of us.
Yo, anybody see that?
What? I just got knocked out and shotgun bowed point blank on the ground. As a boss.
That was after I smoked him with a well-placed Ite ultimate.
It's a very good one too. I wish I would have seen it, but I got pummeled.
Control the bridge.
Control the high ground.
Coming. Get the highest of the high ground, or at least without invisible walls. At least I got a shotgun bow in. Several.
So yeah, stream. We have 15 minutes until launch.
Oh my god.
Hanako team.
Almost.
Yeah, after this round, we can stay on server, but I'm gonna minimize out and change stream back over to the Zoom call, and then we'll resume to play the first post-launch match. You already know what it has to be. Ite map.
Take Crossroads.
Yep. And then I really wanted to play a Yamai Castle on this stream, but, you know, can't have everything.
Got that dot kill. Got that dot kill.
Is Bren the only one alive when he's doing Soul of Samurai? Is Bren the only one alive when he's doing Soul of Samurai?
Ooh, this match is still real close.
Is Bren the only one alive when he's doing Soul of Samurai?
Ooh, this match is still real close.
Is Bren the only one alive when he's doing Soul of Samurai?
Whoa, where's that reverb coming from all of a sudden? Oh, never mind, I see where. My fault. No! I got distracted by double audio and got killed. No!
Wow, Greg's here. Matt, you wanna
I
give a
saw.
shout out to Greg? Who spent so many years working on this project with us.
Yep, everyone meet Greg. He is on the server, I believe. And
I just got back.
he was one of our
Did I hear?
gameplay programmers for about 6 years, 5 years, something like that.
Well, Greg's here.
A big portion of combat and our ability system and all of that was his brainchild.
Huge contributions.
Very much large contribution. Welcome back. We missed you.
Who's got the gold eyes wide shut mask?
I've got my gold mask on the Kenshi at the moment.
This map loading feels suspicious. Oh, no, it's legit.
So we got 10 minutes. I'm gonna actually close out of this really quick. Switch back to our Zoom, and then we'll come back and I'll switch to Gifu in a second. Unless you guys want to humor me and let us play My Castle first.
My castle would be my vote if given the choice.
Well, I mean, we could do both.
We haven't done the village either.
Let's do Village, Castle, and Gifu then. We'll play the maps we haven't played.
Let's do it.
After, so I'm gonna mute for a second and prepare the ceremonial sake. So in the meantime, stream, if you have any final questions in the next 5 minutes or so, just ask and we'll answer as we see them. Greg, welcome to the Zoom. You are also on our broadcast stream as well. Greg,
10 minutes officially.
We're also on our broadcast stream. Oops, sorry, I muted stream.
Nice.
That's an awesome bottle. It's like full samurai armor on the bottle.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
That is dope. That's it's like the Shadow
Nice.
Tenchi whiskey.
Like, you want
yeah,
to
that's
keep that.
Nika. So
That beats mine. At least it's got a print.
So, Greg, something you do definitely need to know for playing is C has become ground stab now, which is very effective with knockdowns.
All right, so I knock someone down and coup de grace them. Got it.
Yep, it's
Were you there, Greg, when Crouch was removed?
Crouch was no.
Yeah,
I see
Crouch got
was removed.
replaced.
I didn't know that.
With the ground stab.
I see.
So
Somebody stand still so I can ground it.
So everybody, or stream, if you have any last questions before we go into the whole spiel. I'm trying to decide if should we do a toast before we press the button or after we hit the button.
Same time.
Too hard. Got to show trailer 2 minutes before.
After.
Oh,
Okay, after. I've prepared. I found this was like one of 3 options that I had. It's called Snow Maiden. It seemed relevant to Hanako, so I got this one.
All right. I got a bottle of Smirnoff, so I'm ready for
That
the
works.
toast.
That's on brand too.
Mm.
That's a good one. Hanako as a brand. Where will you take it from here? I think the first thing is just to see what happens with release. Like we prepared as if we're getting a huge influx of players. The servers, with servers all over the world ready, dual, full servers, everything. We're planning for the best, and we'll kind of wait and react, see what problems people run into, what issues come up that we've never encountered before, and kind of plan that out. And then from there, I think we're gonna just take a little breather, and then we want to add a new map and keep kind of building up the item store and add a new mode and figure out, do we want to add more classes? There's, kind of 4 to 6 classes we know we want to make if things are going well, and kind of just plan things out for the next 6 months or so.
There's a new map.
Greg, have you played Yamai Castle?
Yes, I haven't played much in the past year or so.
The Red Blood Moon map?
When we get to it, I'll tell you about that.
I don't think so. Were you there for the Yamai Village?
I think so. I'm just kidding.
That's,
Why did I just run in there? I was stupid. Anyway, good. Sorry, Lawrence, I thought you were saying whatever.
Oh, sorry. I gotta turn the game audio down just a tiny bit.
I muted it. I can't do both.
There we go. That's better. But yeah, like after Sheikah Forest, the next map over would be the Yamai Village and then the castle. Trying to remember if you were there for those latter 2.
I've been to one. Like I said, it's been a while. So when we get to it, I'll let you know. Next map. Gotta lower these wait times. I'm impatient.
What are you guys feeling right now? We have about 2 minutes till I play the trailer.
Star Wars movie tier list.
The Star Wars.
I was gonna say Empire Strikes Back and Rogue One at the top, and then the absolute worst is still Rise of Skywalker.
Original 3, and then the rest don't matter.
Empire, New Hope, and then that's it. Then the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Oh,
Okay, yes,
I'll put that
that's
below. I'll
number
put that
one.
below
Sorry,
Rise of Skywalker.
sorry, that was number 1.
I know it's not
Empire-
canon, but
Oh, it's canon to me. It's canon
Yeah.
to me.
well, there's the
Empire-
Lego.
546 for me. And original 6 and everything. Han shot first and all that. I still have the VHS trilogy thing somewhere.
Oh, I wish I still had like at least it's like the special editions that came out in like in
in the 90s.
Yeah, it's like 92, I think it came out, the special edition VHS
No,
tapes.
97.
97, okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm the only one here that likes aspects of the Disney movies. I like Force Awakens.
All
I
right.
love Rogue One.
It is
The other-
I
time.
like
It is
how
Guys,
Force
time.
2
Awakens
minutes.
opens,
2
but
minute
they
warning.
just don't do
2
anything
minute warning.
with it. So
Zoom.
2-minute warning.
Yep, it's time to play the trailer.
I just wish that they had a coherent plan for the whole trilogy, just not like let's have JJ just give us ideas but not tell us how he wants it to end. So
Yeah.
So we have another
That's
director just do
what
his own
JJ's
thing.
good at.
Dev meeting, be quiet. Got to play the trailer.
I'm meditating at the top. Good idea. So I'm doing it.
I'll just hang out.
I don't know what this means, but
Stop.
I think it's a minute. I think it's a timer.
I
That's
don't know.
Looks very, like-
it's doing this. I'm gonna change it.
very 90s solo cup kind of. I'm just gonna find my way inside the throne room if I can make it in that amount of time.
Quiet.
Quiet on set. I don't hear anything.
All right,
Oh yeah, because
here
I'm
we go.
on mute.
All right, here's the giant button.
This is it.
I got the Smirnoff.
All right.
The
You guys
sake.
want to count me down?
10,
In
9,
in what, Japanese or
8,
English? 8.
Adam
English.
started it.
6, 5,
5,
4,
4,
3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1. Go! Dun,
Oh,
dun,
yeah,
dun, dun.
but wait, not until I fill out a CAPTCHA that I have to pick how many mailboxes.
Nice.
I already drank mine now, so.
I already drank it.
Cheers.
I'm
Cheers.
gonna say a toast. I didn't pour mine yet because I'm waiting on the spinny dervish. But while the spinny dervish is going to say that our game's released now, this toast is first and foremost to the Hanako development team. None of this would be possible without you guys. Thank you for your sacrifices, your time, your expertise, and your craftsmanship in contributing to this project. It would have never even got off the floor without each and every one of you. To our friends and family and supporters that have followed this project closely, especially our community that's tested for many years, our spouses and loved ones that had to deal with this project and support us working on it. And lastly, to all of our lost loved ones, to my mother, all of our mothers or parents that we've lost, Tony, our professor, I know all of our lost loved ones would be very proud of us, and I love you guys dearly. Your family to me forever. And let's take a drink. We're released.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
We did it.
Cheers, everybody.
We did it.
Posting this on Twitter.
So
Posting this trailer
now
on Twitter.
all of you can share the trailer everywhere on Earth, please. We need everyone to watch it. I'm gonna post the link right now. I didn't realize that instant premiere thing does this like weird countdown thing. That was kind of odd.
Can't wait to post this in the Hanako channel.
Oh. That's pretty good. So that is a thing. That is a thing. I'm just gonna share my candid thoughts right now. That it's I think it's pretty incredible that we were able to do this first with just zero money. We none of us ever got paid. We worked on this from the skin of our own teeth. Is that the saying? That's the saying I'm going with.
With blood, sweat, and tears, love, and willpower. Anything else that are words that are relevant.
I'm just so proud of you guys, and it feels awesome. I didn't think I was like, yeah, go press the button and it'll be a thing, but it's hit now, and it's good. I would have never guessed that starting this in 2008 that September 15th, 2021 would be the date that we ship it, but we did it. I don't know of any other project ever that's launched under these circumstances, and it's a testament to you guys. How are you guys feeling before we jump back in and kill each other again and play our first couple matches live? Does anyone have any thoughts? Any additional things they want to
I just want to
share?
say congratulations, guys. I haven't been here for a while. You guys have been still busting your ass on this, so good job. Congratulations.
Hey, and great job to you. Like, you've done really critical parts of the game, so you're just as a part of it as us, and and oh my god, like it's finally out. Like I'm kind of shaken.
Yeah, let me refresh Steam and make sure that it's actually released and it didn't like bug out or be like, actually you picked 5 of the 6 buses in the image. Yeah, this is really good sake too. Nice.
Nice
I
choice.
feel, for lack of a better word, closure. Like, I was actually going to say this, or I said this to Matt. I feel more comfortable talking about it now. Today, ironically enough, 13 years ago, my mom passed away to very similar circumstances, and being able to have this game launch and what it represents to me is heavy and huge, and there's a lot of closure behind that.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Adam. And I think we've always had incredible coincidences on this project where key dates lined up with something like that, and I think we've all gone through something similar, and this project's been a way for at least for me to kind of work through that stuff, and I think you guys too, and I hope that it's brought peace to all of you in whatever way it has. For the next, let's say, till 12:15, we'll take any questions from anybody. If anybody has any more, for everyone that has asked something, thank you. And I also just realized that like 50 people were watching us on our Steam page, and I never checked chat. So Steam viewers, sorry, forgot. If you have questions, let me know. And I also need to set the trailer live on Steam. I really wish, just for the fun of it, that they did do an image capture on Steam. It's like someone wrote a bot to release games and they had to protect against it or something.
There was a guy a couple years ago who did spam Steam with garbage games all at one point in a rage.
Huh.
Val had to step in and then like perma ban him and delete all the games.
Did they pay the $500 per game submission fee? Like, do they just
It
have
was
money?
before that.
Oh, okay. Well, I think I don't see anything in chat, but feel free to ask anytime, stream, as we're hopping back in. I guess we can head back onto the server. Or I guess a lot of you stayed on, and we'll play Yamai Village through Yamai Castle, and then our tradition for the last, really the entire project, is we always end all of our play sessions with everyone plays archers on Gifu Crossroads. I'm not sure how that started, but it's what we do.
I think it's just we were testing it and there was like something screwy with Archer, so it was extra fun to play because it was overpowered or something. Yeah, that's like 5 years old or something.
Oh yeah, not actually doing that yet. So yeah, Greg, the map in the trailer that had the red sky, that's the map I was talking about.
I'm gonna go watch the trailer. I'll be back in a sec.
It annoys me greatly that the Steam page shows our early access date as the release date and not right now.
Put a Facebook post of the trailer and a link to our game. And now I'm back in. Ah, the Yamai Village. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh yeah, so context on this map. This is the quintessential, this village is kind of it was kind of a throw anger over our losses at a map. The art's very angry and dark. There's a lot of bodies tied up and hanging, and it's kind of, if Cancer was a samurai village, was kind of the art direction goal for this map. And a lot of the objectives are around, this map kind of brought about the idea to start doing like dynamic environment changes and having like the objectives change the state of the map and have like flowers growing and trees growing out of the darkness, and kind of had this cleansing thing going on, which just helped actually have the symbolism represented through gameplay.
That trailer's pretty sweet. Good job.
Thanks.
Thank
Lawrence, of course, was on the audio and the music, and I recorded the footage, and my mentor, Jay Sharp, did all the editing. Jay, I don't know if you're still here, but totally killer.
Cool.
It's been, like all of our other trailers, basically as soon as they were done, we got to release them and send them to people, like, and release it publicly, and like we had to wait on this to launch. It was agonizing to not like send this everywhere.
It's done when people see it.
And it's been done for like a week and a half, I think, or maybe even 2 weeks. It's been brutal.
Whew. I also included the trailer soundtrack and the OST.
Oh yeah,
At the end.
the OST I think is gonna like there's something I had to change where I can't release it until they approve it again, which will probably be tomorrow.
Okay, so everything's good then. Like I filled
Yeah.
out like all that stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, they made me delete the Mac OS X folder like out of the zip, and then I had to fix something else on like the Steam side, but it'll resolve itself.
Oh no! Oh no! And all my abilities are disabled, so like the boss was able to go pew 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 pew. Damn it! I still gotta
Thanks,
meet up
Hank.
for coffee with that guy because it just so happened. Greg, I don't know if you know. Well, you know who the boss is.
I've encountered him previously, yes.
Yes. Apparently, he's from my neck of the woods.
And I can't remember your neck of the woods is anymore. So.
Rhode Island.
Okay, gotcha.
But like really close by. But understand Rhode Island if you're from anywhere Rhode Island, because like every bit of it's accessible. We're the smallest state in the U.S.
Yes.
And
it's small.
I still gotta talk to him, and then yeah, it's live now. The boss, we still need to meet for coffee. Absolutely. But I've been working my ass off on the trailer for the last week or two.
Trying to get that ninja victory pose to not look goofy.
I played none of that match. I'm sorry, stream.
That
Hey.
better.
We get- This means you get to see the castle.
Ooh, you're going there anyway. The dude asked any plans idea on the future for Impact Games. So the original idea behind Impact Games is basically we wanted to make games that have a positive impact on our audience and have kind of personally relevant storytelling or symbolism, kind of what Shenmue and other inspirational games kind of did for my life, and create that kind of feeling in our players. And back in college, we're like, all right, we'll do multiplayer, and then that'll fund single player we'll do later. It really all depends on how this goes. It could go, we have kind of plans for A through Z, and we'll kind of follow whichever path the river takes us, so to speak. And in the short term, it's just support the game for the next 3 to 6 months, see how it goes, and decide if we want to pivot another direction afterwards. But for me personally, what I hope for is that we can do some kind of like episodic single player and really dive into in-depth storytelling. I mean, we have all these systems, all this art, and it's relatively efficient to make stuff. So I'd love to take full advantage of that, but it depends. So have you played this map, Greg?
No, I don't remember sticks with pillars here. No, I don't think I played this one.
So this is the Yamai Castle stream, and this is the final map on the Yamai side of the campaign. And the whole creative goal for this map, symbolism-wise, was the Hanako clan gets to face cancer itself. It gets a chance to destroy and cleanse and restore harmony to Japan, end the war, and it's kind of a final stand, I guess. And this was we saved this map for last kind of on purpose because there's a lot of closure associated with the symbolism for this map. And should we get to, in the trailer you guys saw the painting getting cleansed. That's my absolute favorite moment in the whole game. Christian did that painting, and he basically did two versions, and we did a blend between them when Hanako wins this map. And that's just that was the last big development thing we did for this map as our last map before launch. It was a big deal for me personally, and this was a very Adam said it best, like it was a very closure-inducing map to finish.
It looks pretty good for my shooting standpoint. Raining arrows down.
I'm gonna sneak behind enemy lines to show some of the stuff, even though we might end up in there.
I almost killed you.
This was the map we kind of like really started reinforcing the like Shinigami as the symbol for the Yamai clan, and this painting just kind of shows it's kind of the heart of the beast. The altar that Yamai kind of worships is this like Shinigami, and Hanako gets a chance to rid the land of that. Connor, I'm looking forward to discussing the plans for the future very soon. Thanks for staying up late, and know this is late for you, so love you, brother.
All good, man.
Sleep well.
It was a fun night. Yeah, get up. School in the morning. Whoop, whoop. Fun stuff. Alright, y'all have a good one. Have fun in your last match. So I think, what, you're going to Ite after this?
Hey, Connor.
The final Ite map.
Okay,
As always.
Everyone picked
As a
Ite
tradition.
except me.
As a tradition.
Yep, Adam, you have special exclusions.
I mean, ironically enough, Ite is my second favorite class, but...
Oh, someone took my kill immediately. Stop that.
No, yeah. So this is a kind of an example of Hanako won the objective. So we have the Sakura has kind of blossomed around in this area, kind of cleaned up a little bit. I'm really glad we added that feature.
I'm glad Bob Johnson's still around. He was my favorite.
we kept it out of to honor your name choices, or I don't remember. Was that one of your bot names?
Yeah, they're all Mystery Science Theater 3000 references.
We left a lot of them in there. We added a few more, but we left a lot of them in there.
Hey, Greg, was Digrog yours?
I added that one, I think. I was like counter
Also, my
trolling Greg.
namesake. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Now, has anyone got to Savage yet?
Not tonight. Alright, I don't know. Someone might have.
Lawrence, just stay still. I'll kill you a bunch of times.
Yeah, it's a new kill streak sound I made.
So, Greg, after not playing for about a year, what's kind of your assessment of things?
So you call my 100% honest assessment or my 90% honest assessment?
Whatever you feel in your heart.
Okay. It still feels a bit stiff, but like in terms of light attacks, feel a bit stiff, but otherwise feels a lot smoother. Feels a lot like it feels great. I'll put it that way. Just that one niggling thing when I was playing Kenshi. But otherwise, yeah, it's good.
That works. I'll take it.
No, because we're on stream. How much negative can you say?
What?
I don't know. We're on stream. How much negative can you say?
Ooh, got saved there.
She killed me. Apparently Breen did. I like the effect for the Ite ability, the one, the one ability.
The like ground trace.
That's it. Where it plays a marker on the ground so people can see where it's going. I remember that being there last time I played.
We won!
Oh, there it is. The cleansing.
Oh, Oh, you won't. Wait, you won? Oh, no. No. Must stay
You guys
destroyed
won.
forever.
I think this actually does just go back to Gifu, so that just worked itself out.
Does that sound like an archer battle?
Yup. Yeah, Arthur, that was like one of those things that like when we talked about the ability effects. By the way, Greg, Arthur's our effects artist. You guys never crossed paths during your time, but he redid all the effects and like the whole game on everything. And that was totally like his idea and concept. Like we didn't even talk about like ground tracers, but it was beautifully brilliant idea that made that ability way better. And a lot of abilities have effects telegraphs now that really make a lot of sense for the gameplay design. It gives you a chance to evade.
Yeah, pretty sweet. Good job, Arthur.
Cheers.
You're here.
All right, here we go, boys.
Got a shotgun bow kill in the first kill.
Oh, dang it, bow sweep. Oh crap, I'm still alive.
In honor of Sephiroth saving the hitboxes in this game, I'm playing One Winged Angel in the background.
Very nice, very nice.
So stream, this is our final match. We always end with this Archer, everyone Archer except Adam. I don't know why, but that's our thing. So if anyone has any final comments, questions,
I'm an equalizer.
anything, please ask. And then we'll Damn it, Arthur.
Peter!
Damn it, Peter.
Well, I take it if you were named Family Guy in Steam for a while, you probably have gotten that voice chat traffic.
I don't know. I was Family Guy for like probably only a week before I even got on Hanako playtest. Just
I feel like it
coincidence.
was
A lot of
longer than
coincidences. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so.
No?
How would you even know if it was?
I don't know. Magic.
Sorry.
Hopefulness.
As a Rhode Islander, it just hits me harder.
Hey Lord, is Quahog a real place?
I get that all the time. I get
know.
that all the time.
I know.
Those are the top two questions.
See,
that
they left everywhere else in Rhode Island as like an actual place except Quahog, so it's confusing if you don't know.
Well,
the
do you know why it's called Quahog?
No.
It's been named after Family Guy, right?
Well, for a while, we have like our state shell is Quahog. Like, because it's also a staple in like culinary arts and things like that.
Native clam.
That's why it's called Quahog. Because of the clam industry and things like that, and that's a big identity for us.
Yeah,
but
like
once
when
they
Peter
like,
gets to dress up as the clam, most honorable position.
Oh, wait, you're not the boss.
Well, if you ask nicely.
I know what you did there. Oh, what a demoralizing thing to play that little lick on the bow and then shotgun bow.
Oh.
A shotgun bow to the face. Bruh.
It's a close game.
Battle.
Who will win?
What is the CC on Soul of Samurai?
Dun 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 dun.
What do you
dun,
mean?
dun.
Is it like 100%, like no stuns or anything?
I think it's either 50% or it might actually be 100. Because it was originally designed for one player to have, not the entire team, but we did that as a thing, and it worked. It works better, I think, on the other map, where it's like the whole map centered on it.
Adam, did you spawn on top of my head?
No. I alt tabbed because I forgot to loop the song.
That's the kind of no of like, no. Oh shit. Oh god.
You got to get a Grammy for that sound effect.
Yeah.
Ah, nice
Yeah,
shot,
that
Alex.
was a very good shot, Arthur. A very nice little lick of the shotgun bow blues, and then a shotgun bow to the face. I hear you coming. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, you got to watch and be like, yeah, I shot him in the face, and I got to see it from the other angle.
Wish Ajay was in the voice chat.
He's just muted. I think he still can hear us.
Yeah, why do you wish I was in the voice chat?
Why do you wish I was here?
Do we need a reason, Anthony? Do we really need a reason?
Oh!
Is that better?
Oh shit, ran when I got you on the
Finish my
roof.
Smirnoff. Cool.
Come on, guys, step up your game.
Oh no, we're about to lose.
The first ever live match, and Yamai might just lose it.
Oh, I just missed the shotgun. That would have been perfect. I was just behind my lead by like 1 foot.
Oh come on, man, where are you going?
Oh, bots, get out of my way.
Are you using the shotgun bow when you're running over? Because I think I see that stuck animation glitch, man.
We don't talk about that tonight. There's no bugs right now. The game's perfect. Tomorrow there'll probably be lots of bugs, but tonight there are none.
Tonight is a good night.
Yeah.
Tonight's gonna be
Yeah,
a good
overnight,
night.
because they don't have image captchas, bots are gonna put a build live that does have some bugs.
Version 1.01.
Yeah, the
Added
the
bugs.
patch notes are gonna be like added bugs. I probably should have published 1.0 patch notes, but nah, it's the game.
Oh, totally dig that up.
The first ever match live, and Yamai's gonna lose it.
I don't know. We've had
Oh shit.
Arthur
No.
orchestrated like a 30 or 40 ticket comeback one time and won.
That was not
Yeah,
that
this
much.
ain't
You just
that
keep
time.
increasing the number.
I keep going
Two
up like in a
versus-
year, but
30
there was
40.
one time that Arthur came back from 60 tickets.
The
Oh, I actually got
99
him!
ticket
I actually
streak.
got him!
No, we definitely won this one.
Good team.
Wow.
Oh no.
You So
Nice.
see Matt, it's MVP. No offense.
Spaghetti code. The game's over.
How apt. What an apt name right now.
Well, everybody, it's been great. Thanks for tuning in. Those of you that did and stuck with us through our like 3-hour telethon type thing. Thanks for your questions and support. Community, thanks for joining us in the last couple hours of matches. Team, great job on stream and answering questions and sharing your experiences from your perspectives, and appreciate you guys greatly. And we'll talk about what comes next and let you know how it's going when I find out how it's going.
It's been real, guys.
Yep. Good night, everybody.
Absolutely.